Previously on Inspired Initiative, the Motley Hue stood before Elendor's council to report on the recent breach. While divided on a solution, the council agreed that the Khazdurim posed a threat. Asja proposed a diplomatic mission to uncover spies within the Khazdurim camp, a motion seconded by the High Counselor Celestra Valtharis. The council tasked the Motley Hue, accompanied by Calorith, to investigate the true source of the threat. Before departing, the group prepared and purchased a keg of Cinderale to ease tensions. Chapter Master Dagon informed them that success in this mission would grant them a favor from the council itself. Aboard the Stormwarden's galleon, Maldorwen and the captain shared their unease about facing the Khazdurim since the Ember War, while Asja and Rhukkarrak sought to gauge Calorith's character and intentions. As the camp came into view, Calorith had the Motley Hue promise to support the Stormwardens should the Khazdurim become aggressive. The group, in turn, was allowed to make the first contact. Upon arrival, the Khazdurim were understandably wary, but were persuaded to let the party meet with Rashtar Deepstone, the camp's merchant leader. Despite his nervousness, Rashtar allowed the Stormwardens to conduct their search using magic to discern truths from lies. Meanwhile, Maldorwen and Euan discovered a darkened sun symbol on a tent, raising alarms. Inside, they found magical darkness and a locked chest. Rhukkarrak picked the lock, triggering a magical trap that unleashed a massive explosion, injuring most of the party. The blast was the breaking point for Calorith, who, sword drawn, declared he had anticipated this betrayal. Now, the Motley Hue faces a critical choice: side with Calorith against the Khazdurim, or try to stop his rage from sparking further conflict. Could this explosion reignite the Ember War and change the fate of Elendor and Aurothor forever? Find out tonight on Inspired Initiative. Still days in Stone Hollow. The laughter of boys wearing crowns of feathers, crude bows clutched in small hands. Puff-ogs darted and fell, but boredom soon turned their aim elsewhere. Maldorwen, young and reckless, dangled from a sail, a painted pot lid strapped to his arm like a shield. Below, the boys jostled and jeered, crude bows drawn. He grinned, the thrill of it making him forget how absurd he must have looked. Until Akupalum appeared. His brother cut through the group, uniform crisp, crossbow raised. Maldorwen dared to call out, "Hey brother, think you can?" The bolt grazed his cheek, the searing pain of silencing him. He dropped like a feather, hitting the ground as his brother approached. "Are you Gerthusi or court jester? Mom and Dad are fighting the Khazdurim, and this is what you're doing? Go home now." The words still echoed in his mind, sharp as the sting on his cheek. As reality yanks you back, Maldorwen, as you feel a similar stinging cut your cheek right below your mask. Your senses a bit fogged for after the explosion here. Your ears ringing, your eyes dart around. Gronk struggling to his feet, Euan straightening his posture, the captain at your side. Then you see it. The keg of Cinderale that you guys brought with you. Flames licking hungrily at its sides. Immediately, Lennon's warning thundered in your memory, as the realization struck that you also have Cinderale on your side.
you filled your entire flask with it. And at that moment, you feel a large amount of heat emanating from your side as another small explosion occurs. Maldorwen, please make another dexterity saving throw for me.
Right. So I did forget that I have advantage on dex saves. So here I go.
Okay. You succeeded last week anyways, right?
Yep. 17.
17 is a success. You're going to take half damage. Not as
Right.
much damage as the initial explosion, as it is quite a smaller explosion. You only take 2 points of fire damage as you manage to, in that moment, realize, kind of detach your water skin and step away right as it explodes. But the other keg is heating up. It could combust any second. From across the battlefield, we look at this from other people's perspective. As Calrith, sword drawn, charges towards the Khazdurim, just determined now that this was all their plan. Asja, your eyes glance over to the explosion there too. And you see the carnage. You see your allies kind of makeshift standing up, all of them covered in a layer of soot and char. The scent of burnt flesh and singed hair strong in the air here. You also see a couple nearby Khazdurim that have fallen to the ground. Though in this moment, there's a small one among them, and your eyes don't see them as a Khazdurim. You're pulled back in time to a long distant, forgotten memories that you just see a child. And as this breaks out, the Khazdurim, their flight or fight senses kicking in as well as they cheer. They don't know what's happening here as they roar in anguish as well. I need you all to roll initiative.
See if I'm going to start this off with a 0 in initiative.
No.
20 for me.
So, okay, let me...
This is how
There's-
it ends.
There's a lot of combatants here. So let me reveal the map here.
Oh, dear God.
So, yeah, there's a lot going on. Let me explain the map real quick. So there's a bunch of different tents. It's not a very large space. This was the tent that you guys were in, and it exploded. There are a couple dead Khazdurim. There are a few that are rising. There's the Storm Warden that was with those group of Khazdurim that also got hit by that blast. They are not dead, but there are a couple more of the more commoner Khazdurim are like... You can tell they're not going to be getting up from this encounter. Calrith is over here, next to Asja. The main merchant, Rashtar, is currently right there. Calrith looks to be going straight towards him. And, yeah. Let me quickly grab your guys' initiatives here. Alrighty. Why is this bit silly? Okay, Euan, what was yours?
11.
11. Okay. Let me roll for Gronk. Asja, what was yours?
11.
11 as well. Yep.
I promise you, Asja has more decks than I do.
Yep. Rhukkarrak?
It begins. I got a 6.
A 6, okay. I mean, you did just feel a fireball to the face, so it makes a little bit of sense.
Yeah, no, it does. It's true.
Captain. And then
You're
Maldorwen?
on fire.
20 for me.
20 for you, very nice.
Yes.
Okay, then let's grab Calrith as well. Then I'm gonna do 1 for the Storm Wardens and 1 for the Khazdurim. Okay. Lots going on. The first, we're gonna start off with Maldorwen. It is your turn first. What are you doing?
Okay. So, first, I'm gonna look at the captain and check that she's okay. And next, I wanna see where this like where the barrel is exactly in the map, if you could tell.
So yeah. So Captain
I
looks
definitely don't want to go near there.
okay. She's definitely worse for wear, but definitely not on death's door. The barrel was Euan was the one holding it, and so it's like right next to him, probably just on the ground. So like literally a couple feet in front of you.
All right. So the first thing I'm gonna say is, "You and the barrel will explode," and then I'm going to move southeast
Okay. How far?
about 20 feet,
Okay. Like that?
but more to the east than to the south.
East.
Oh,
Like
sorry.
this.
Yes, yes.
'Kay.
Somewhere, yes.
Alrighty.
And from there, conflict is telling me to bless Captain, Windcaller, and myself.
Alrighty. So how does
So
this look like as you
the-
bless yourself and the captain? Or the captain and Windcaller? So the three of you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. This is bless at level 1. So Maldorwen is gonna grip his downward sentinel sigil and like raise it up and say, Alamor, witness us. And yeah, blessing for them and myself.
Alright. As the sun is very high at midday here, right on the sky, you feel the warmth of the rays of light come down upon you. You feel encouragement and that bless. Very nice. Alright, anything else for you?
Yes, I'm going to look towards the Windcaller and say, Windcaller, what are your orders? And then I'm gonna second wind
Okay.
with my bonus action.
Very nice. Alright.
Okay, so I get 9 hit points back.
Very nice. So as that light kind of bathes on you, you just take a sharp inhale of breath, feeling the kind of warmer temperature air here, and you just steady yourself for a moment.
Yep.
All
And
right.
I'm gonna nod towards the captain and just like I'm trying to keep an eye on both Calorit and the captain as like my like I'm gonna do whatever they do and like whatever they tell me to do, pretty much, in the case of the Windcaller. And
Yep.
that's it for me.
Okay. Next up is the Khazdurim. The Khazdurim are spooked and ready to fight. They're not going to go down without a fight. Some of them are, well, a little less fighting able. And so those people are just going to start trying to flee, as a lot of them just kind of start to scatter, not knowing exactly what's going on, but the chaos in the moment just causes a lot of them to flee. For your guys' sakes, there's a couple different tokens here that I've used. There's this individual here. These Khazdurim are not like the main merchant guy here, but they are the ones that look like they are going to be fighting. The ones that look like this are the more commoners. That could be like a child or other not battle-worn Khazdurim, who are more or less fleeing. Okay? At least that's what you can get from just the general battle sense. Gee, they are going to actually go. Oh, it's tricky. Yeah. Run up there. Some of the Khazdurim, though, definitely do start to take up arms against the Khazdurim here. Or, no, the Khazdurim are taking up against the Stormwinds. That's the word I'm using. Alright, so let me roll a couple times here. Alright, so yeah, 3 of those are going to hit. Or no, 4 of those hit. No, 3 of them. Yes. So this individual takes some damage. I'm not going to worry about the specifics on damage on just NPC to NPC, but they're just going to take a brute force damage. Okay. Then we're going to have this guy, who is the Rashtar, kind of confronts, kind of rushes up to Calorith and just says, "I do not want combat, but you leave us no choice." And just goes in for attacks there too.
You see that currently a lot of them don't have like actual armaments. Some of them are running to grab armaments, but they're using quite earthen magic, like shaking up and causing tremors throughout the landscape here. This individual does an earth slam is what the attack called. So in that case, Asja, because you're right there too, I need you to make a strength saving throw for me. That is a failure. Okay.
That is a failure.
So, okay. And then we're going to have Calorith roll strength save as well. Strength. That is a success for Calorith. Okay. So, Calorith takes half damage. Asja, you take a full 13 points of damage as the rocks kind of just start to tremble underneath your feet, and you just lose your footing and you fall prone onto the ground. As you like smack like your head on the ground. Does not feel good. With that is the Guzdarm's turn. As some of them are rushing to acquire more tools and like weapons. Like they don't have super honed weapons, but you see different war hammers and different pickaxes, some of which you are quite familiar with. That they're using what they have at their disposal. Alright. With that, it is now the 15th initiative, which was what the keg was set for. So anyone who rolled higher than 15 was able to potentially avoid it. But unfortunately, with the blast of the extreme heat of fire, this keg is also going to now explode. So it explodes right here. Whoops. It's not quite the same size as a fireball, but it's a 15-foot sphere, which is pretty much all of you still, once again. The damage on here is not going to be as high as the fireball, but it is a full keg of Cinderella. So I need you all to make dexterity saving throws, and that's just a Euan and Rhukkarrak, and the Gronk and the captain.
Oh boy.
I think there's a Kazurim and a Stormwarden that are also in the radius.
Yes, and they will make them as well here in a second.
It's 17 for Euan.
Okay, that is a success. Dex. Okay. Alrighty. So, the explosion, yet again, sends another eruption of heat emanating right from you, Euan. And yeah, encompasses all of you. If you failed, you take 17 points of damage. If you succeeded, you take half that. Rhukkarrak, you rolled 19, so that is going to succeed. The DC on this is only 12. Not as high. I think everyone succeeded, actually, including the two other companions up here. Everyone will take the half damage.
Unfortunately, 8 is the exact number of hit points that Rhukkarrak currently has.
Do you have Uncanny Dodge or Cunning Action at all yet?
Nope, I'm pretty sure that's my next level.
I don't remember if it's level 2
I have
or
Cunning
3.
Action.
Yeah, Uncanny Dodge, I believe, is level 3.
Yeah, Uncanny Dodge is...
A level 3 rogue.
Yep,
Well,
I was looking for it.
These two up here are looking very rough. That Stormwarden and that Khaz'dorm up there. Gronk is looking incredibly rough. Captain looking not so great. Not incredibly rough, though. Okay, that is the... But now, yeah, like shards of the wood that made up the keg are kind of exploded out everywhere. This place is just torn up with flames. All right, that is that go. Now the captain was going to run out towards here. Is this not working? Okay, there we go. And she's going to draw her greatsword and just kind of look towards you, Maldorwen. I do not know what to do. But she is just going to run up over here. Let's see. She had a total of 30 feet. She's going to run.
I try and like hold her so she doesn't like run past me. Like,
Okay.
nudge her or somehow. Yes, like, then stay there.
Okay.
Okay, I'll say, wait. And just.
Okay. She's going to ready an attack with the javelin. You can see she has the greatsword in her hand, but then she kind of quickly puts it to the ground and grabs out a javelin and just holds it up towards like the other Khazad that are looking to fight, and just looks towards you and Calorith for instruction as to what to do next. All right, Gronk is not looking great. He like stumbles up to his feet, just coughs like a bunch of blood onto the ground, and just stumbles back over here. And he's just like, I don't feel so good. And that's just going to be his turn. Euan, you are up.
Euan is going to let out a guttural scream in rage at what is going on.
Oh, yes, sorry.
I had the better dexterity.
Yes, you're right. Sorry. You're going to be screaming as you hear the scream right as your turn's going. What are you doing? You are currently prone.
Well, Asja is currently prone, yes. As she's looking around and her vision is now not correct to what's actually in the situation, she is going to get to her feet.
Okay.
Anyone close to her is going to hear her say in almost a guttural growl, "You killed Rupert. You killed everything." And she's going to attack Rashtar.
Okay.
She's going to just pull a dagger and just go for it.
All right. Go ahead and roll the attack.
I did. I'm shaking. 16.
16 on Rashtar just misses. You can see he looks a little surprised. Actually, I'm going to give you advantage on this because he didn't fully... Because you were like protecting them beforehand. So he didn't fully see you as a combatant. You were just, unfortunately, had to be in the AoE of his spell. So go ahead and roll one more time for me. A little bit...
Nope.
A little worse on that one. Okay. He does look a little surprised towards you, but he steps back and narrowly dodges the blade.
And bonus action, as she's going, her eyes kind of flare up and the cut on her head gets the kind of shimmering glow to it as she is going to use healing light. I'm going to expend 2 uses.
Okay.
So I get 2d6.
Very nice. Ooh.
I'll take the 2. I don't care. I will take 2.
Oh, 2 is better than nothing. You feel a little bit of the healing
2.
there.
We're good. Yeah. And that's her action.
Okay. Any movement?
No, she's very focused on... She doesn't seem to notice that there's other people around. She is 100% focused on Rashtar. Like, that is her, to put it in a non-Azure way, pray.
Right. Okay.
So, no, she's not moving.
Alrighty then. We are on to Euan then.
Alright. Euan mid guttural scream as all of this is going on, and it sort of turns in his throat from a scream into this deep, almost feral growl as he roars and will enter a rage. And as he does, the vine tendrils and everything sort of sprout from his bracelet and cover him in the same burning bark skin that you guys have seen him in before. Where is my command to activate my rage? It doesn't matter right now. Is the darkness still active around where Rhukkarrak is? Can I see Rhukkarrak?
No. Currently, that place is still veiled in darkness, for the time being at least. Let me put an indication on the map. Yeah, the darkness isn't super large. It was primarily just taking up the tent, so like right around that area there.
I have no idea where Rhukkarrak is in there. Oh, I don't like this. First of all, I'm going to get my 4 temporary hit points.
Okay.
From going into my rage. And I need to actually activate it on my character sheet because it's actually important. So I get my additional bonuses to my stuff.
Yes, very important.
There it is. Activate rage. All right. And if that's the case, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Euan is going to charge ahead up to Asja. It's the furthest that he can get.
Okay. You can get right next to her.
Yep. And a big clawed burning tree hand is going to reach out and grab her as he growls out, "What are you all doing? Stop!" And tries to stop her, pull her back, snap her out of whatever's going on because this is not like her.
Go ahead and just make an intimidation check.
That was not what I wanted to do. That is what I wanted to do.
Okay, yeah, you definitely see the Khazad-dûm here, like, visibly, like, shy away. They're like, what in the hell? Even Calvin, like, gives you an eye, like, damn. So yeah, I'll let you choose how your character will react to that, but yeah, the overpowering presence of Euan is in this area for a moment.
To be fair, that was not directed at Asja individually. That was to the entire situation.
Mm-hmm.
Just for that clarification.
Yep. Very nice. Okay. If you want to respond real quick, Asja, I'll let you.
As a player, I want to be comic and say she's a little. You know, big thing just came from behind her and kind of grabbed her, and then this growl of, you know, no, I think that you'll feel her kind of shy into your arms a little, but you also kind of still feel her trying to get at Reshtar, but she's at least not actively trying to get out of your grasp. You know, she seems to be subdued a little. But there is just something in her mind that's just not quite there.
Alright. With that then, Rhukkarrak, it is your turn. Please roll a death saving throw for me.
Yeah. I hate to ask, but I kind of have to. Is he currently on fire and taking damage, and therefore automatically takes a death fail?
Apparently no. The explosions were hot and intense, but for a brief moment. They didn't cause like everything to emulate, other than stuff like a keg of ale. Right.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
15, okay. Success.
Yes.
Very
Alrighty.
nice.
Moving on, we are then going down to the Storm Wardens. This Warden is looking rough. They're going to stand up more properly and then swing in to that guy. So we got 1, 2. There's currently 4 Wardens, so we'll do that. This one's going to come up over here. Around this time, Calorth is like the same initiative as well. So I'll just add this in. Calorth kind of stands ready and says, "Kill anybody that fights! Anybody that don't, detain them!" And yeah, with that, all the Storm Wardens start to initiate in combat here. We're going to roll 40 here. for the 4 different wardens. One's a nat 20, okay. Yeah, they all are gonna hit. Every single one of them hits. Alright, so this guy dies.
Oh!
After basically a charred individual. Looks still like trying to fight for their life, but yeah. The Storm Warden just comes down with a swift sword and ends their career. This one's gonna take some damage. Gonna take some damage. Actually, this individual's gonna come up over and attack Rashtar here, who does take some damage. We will roll properly for Rashtar though, because he's a little bit more of an important character. Oh, whoops. Not attack. That was supposed to be damage. Okay, Essex. 21 damage would have been crazy.
I mean,
Right.
okay,
Whoa.
it's a long sword, yeah, right.
Okay, with that, then this guy takes some damage too. Alright. With that, you also do see at the in the skyline, there are those 2 other Wardens that were taking a perimeter that are a little more elegantly, like, have higher tier armor on. These are like Storm Warden elites. As they start to fly over in, they are still not quite in the battle though yet. They will be flying over and they will arrive next turn. Alright, with that, that's the main Storm Warden's turns. Then now it's Calorith's turn, who is going to attack back at Rashtar here. You can see the sword drawn. He kind of takes a deep breath in as the sword ignites with electricity. As he just calls out, "Storms, guide me!" and strikes him down. Well, at least attempts to. We'll see what he rolls.
Remember, he has Bless, by the way.
It's true, so he gets a d4 as well. And that's going to hit anyways. So that is definitely going to hit. Damage is going to be... a total of 14 points of damage, some of which is lightning damage, some of which is just slashing damage. As that takes a pretty deep gash into Rashtar here. He kind of almost goes down on one knee, just kind of grimaces and looks back up with the like worry in his eyes, kind of looking over to Euan as well. But yeah, that definitely did not feel great for him. All right. He is then going to, you see the Windcaller's helm, this elegant helm that is currently adorned. It closes, so he has a full like face visor currently, and he just jettisons up into the air. 6 or 40 feet.
Oh, cool. I want to be like him when I grow up. Oh, man.
All right, that will be Calorith's turn for now. We are going to then move on to back to the top of the initiative. Maldorwen, you are up. Oh, quickly before that, actually, I'm going to give the captain... yeah, she does have... She's just going to throw her javelin that she was holding real quick.
Oh, yeah. Remember, she has Bless as well?
Yes. Where is that? Oh, got it.
Just in case.
Oh, I don't think the bless is gonna make a difference.
Yeah, not in
Yeah,
this
would it?
case.
Okay.
And she's hurt.
Yeah,
She's
she
really
like
hurt.
gets the orders from Calorith there and kind of nods towards you, and then just nods, lets it loose. But it, yeah, see, her arm's like a little more charred than it was before. All right, your turn.
Okay, so if you allow me, I'm gonna make it wind in Stone Hollow, okay?
Okay.
As I grab the captain, and I'm gonna like grab her by the hand and spin her around. As I cast Cure Wounds on her.
Okay.
Yes, and like a wind that restores her skin a little bit. and
Very
her
nice.
Wound. And if you allow me to use my movement to just like get her on her way to Rashtar, so she can attack.
Yeah. Let's say you can do that.
Okay. And then I'm on a action surge, shoot with my crossbow at Rashtar.
Okay. Go for it.
Okay.
9 unfortunately does not hit.
That's good. Oh, wait. I have heroic inspiration, so let's go again.
Okay.
Okay, 13.
13,
I need
and then
bless
go,
first.
yeah, roll for the bless.
Let's see.
DC here
Let's
is
go, 4. Don't be
18.
me.
4. So that's,
Wasn't it 17?
No, it's 18.
Okay. Alright, then.
Oh, that's so close, though. Yeah, we'll say, because it's one off. If you want to, I'm trying to think of, like, if you take a small consequence, then I'll let you hit. I don't know the consequence.
That's fine,
though.
I can miss. I'll shoot
Okay.
my next.
That's fine then. Yeah, one off feels bad.
And that's
Okay.
my turn.
Alrighty. With that, then the Kazdum are back up. Rashtar kind of just looks back over to you and looks up towards Calrith in the sky now and looks towards the other combatants and just looks all around him and just curses in Kazdurik under his breath and then starts to just run back towards this way. Asja, you can take an opportunity of attack if you would like to. This Stormward is definitely going to take that attack as well.
I will take it.
Go for it. Oh my
Natural
goodness,
20.
natural 20.
Nice.
Okay, go ahead and roll your dagger's
Natural
damage
20
with the
plus.
critical hit.
my- It's the second party natural 20 of the game so far. So
Yeah, that's crazy.
6
Then
and
roll one more d4.
6 and 10. 10 points of damage.
So the second one doesn't get the +3, but you do get 7
Okay,
total.
sorry. 7.
Yeah, with the dagger, that's pretty great. Right, so as he starts to rush back to try to get a better footing here, you just carve a deep gash into his side there. Right. He then does retreat. The other Stormward and does not hit him, unfortunately. These other ones are going to start to shy back too. Euan, if you want to take that opportunity attack, you can.
absolutely not.
Okay. Yeah, they are definitely intimidated by your natural 20 intimidation. This individual's going to start backing up over here too. And yeah, those ones are restraining themselves for the time being. The other ones, this guy grabs a warhammer and goes to make an attack with it against this individual. That is definitely going to hit. Okay. Right. And I think that's all the... Oh, there's this guy too. He is going to also rush up, grab another weapon, and go towards that guy as well. That's going to miss though. Okay. That is the Kazdurum's turn. Oh, well, Rashtar didn't... Yeah, he didn't attack quite yet. Right, with that, it's going to be the captain's turn. And she is going to rush up after grabbing her great sword there on the ground. We'll say she did that like as you guys spun. Picked it up off the ground. And she is going to rush up over here as well. And she's going to get like right in their face. Seeing that they all backed off, she's just going to say, "Submit!" before she makes an attack, but she's ready an attack to if they do not surrender. Right, that is her turn. Rock is just over here feeling real bad. He's yeah, doing something over here. Currently out of everyone's view, just trying to get away, trying not to die. Poor Gronk. But he is alive. Alright, with that, Asja, it is your turn.
Right. Asja is going to, because she finally hit, she's gonna see the blood on the dagger and on her hand, and Euan is going to feel her start to kind of stagger backwards. And she is going to move. Where was the small body?
Right over here.
Okay, she is going to kind of stagger back 5 feet diagonally to get, and then basically fall to her knees and just crawl to the small body. And anybody nearby is just gonna hear her whimpering, Rupert, Rupert, what did they do to you?
Okay. With that, then, Euan, it is your turn.
A bit heartbroken. The green tendrils, which are kind of a stark contrast now to the burnt portions of the beach and the blood that's kind of starting to fall around them, are going to crawl out towards Asja, and she is going to get 2 temporary HP.
points. Nice. 2 is the number of today.
Number today, yeah.
You're number 1, Euan.
Right.
Asja, no, Asja's number 1. She's the one that's getting all the ones.
Right. And then Euan is going to go and step right in front of Rashtar, between her and the captain, or between him and the captain.
Okay.
Is going to look down at him for a second, then turn around and address the field again. All of you, drop your weapons.
Okay. Make another intimidation check for me.
Alright. Still not what I wanted to do. Nope, that's 3.
And not quite as good this time around. The tension is just super high, and the Storm Wardens, they've gotten their commands from their commander here. They are not... Like, they heed your words a little bit, but kind of falls on deaf ears as they look to attack.
Euan will hold an attack action just in case any of them try to step up. Any of the Khazurim tried to step up and attack. Actually, nope. Let's change that a little bit. I'm going to hold a grapple action for anyone that tries to step up and attack him.
Attack Rashtar, or just anyone next
anyone
to you?
who steps up to try to make an attack next to me, I'm going to try to grapple them.
Alrighty.
And stop it.
Okay. In that case, we move on to Rhukkarrak here. Ruka, go ahead and roll a charisma check for me.
Charisma check, okay.
This is before your death saving throw here.
Oh, click the right button. There we go. Oh, that's 17.
17. Not quite high enough. But okay, go ahead and roll your death save. Okay, so 10, which is a success, right? Yeah.
Barely.
Alright, so you have 2 successes, 1 failure, or no failures yet.
Yeah, so far
All
no
right.
failures.
Very nice. Alright, with that, we move on to the Storm Wardens. The Storm Wardens have gotten their order. They're going to start moving over here, and these guys aren't quite attacking. They start to go to try to, like, grapple them instead, then. These guys are definitely still attacking, so this one's going to attack back. Just going to roll. This individual steps up and tries to grapple this husband right here. Euan, do you in return grapple that Storm Warden? It's happening in a brief moment, so you're not sure if they're going for attack or a grapple. Euan?
Sorry, I was muted.
Oh no.
If he can't tell whether it's going to be an attack or a grapple, he's going to try to step in.
Okay. We'll just say quickly go ahead and roll an insight. The DC will be pretty high because it's happening very quickly. But I'll say there is a possibility that...
It's 17.
17? Yeah, I'll say that's enough. You do see that they aren't quite aiming their sword super well. Like, they're not going in for a strike.
Then I'll say that as he goes in, Euan turns, getting ready to move. His body tenses up, realizes that it's not a lethal strike, and will allow the grapple to happen. If
Okay.
you want to say that burns the held action that I had, that's fine. I'll leave that up to you.
Yeah, we'll see if anyone else attacks in that area. Alright, so 17, 14, so that one fails. This guy right next to you fails anyways on the grapple. Say these guys are grappled up here. Okay, then that one's not. And then this one's just going for attack, which was the last roll, which was a 19. Yeah, that definitely is going to hit this individual right up here. Looking a little bit worse for wears. Alright, at that point too, the two elite wardens do enter the fight. The premise, as you see here, as one flies in from the kind of eastern direction here, while the other one flies in from the opposite direction. This one starts to like chauffeur like the more commoner Kazdurims and is making sure that none of them are escaping. This other one is going to then move their movement up over here. As you can see, they like land on the ground after gliding in, similar to what Calorith is doing currently at the same time. And seeing those are two grappled, they're just kind of waiting there for a moment. This one's not grappled, this one's not grappled. Yeah, they don't have quite enough movement, so they'll just dash over to this area here. That is going to be their turn. Then, yeah, that is the Stormwarden's turn. So, a couple of the Kazdurims are grappled now, a couple of them are not. It is intense, though. Calorith up here is going to just call out again. Make sure none of them escape! And then he is going to... Yeah, he's going to then just swoop on over here. And kind of glide down, and you can see he doesn't glide all the way down. He'll glide 10 feet down, so he's now 30 feet off the ground. And then he shoots a bolt of electricity towards Brashtar here. Why can I not see it? There it is. Oh, that is a natural one. Rip. Yeah, with everything going on, Brashtar just kind of gets low to the ground for a moment, and the electricity arcs down from Calorith's sword there, and just digs into the ground itself, not making purchase. Alright, that will be Calorith's turn. Alright, Maldorwen, you were up.
Okay. So I'm gonna raise up my crossbow and I'm gonna slowly walk out. I'm gonna cast Thaumaturgy.
Okay.
I'm gonna use Booming Voice. So I'll try to catch the attention of Brashtar, and as I point my crossbow directly at him, I'll say, "You can't run fast enough."
Okay. Go ahead and roll intimidation. Your booming
With
voice.
advantage.
Yes.
Okay. Intimidation. Where is it? Ooh, not very good at this, but I'm trying.
Oh no. So
Terrible.
the booming voice happens, but it's more chaos to the chaos that's already ensuing. He's currently like ducking from the electricity that is striking down and doesn't quite hear your voice or understand it or comprehend it in this moment.
Right, and that's my turn.
Okay. It is now the Kazdurim's turn, as they all kind of look around and see the situation. Them, and some of them are now like grappled, and the Storm Wardens are starting to like bind them. Some of them are just trying to think of what they could do in this moment, and are at a loss as to how they can even continue on. Rashtar is just gonna like shake his head. Not like this. And he is going to attempt to just start running over here. So a lot of opportunity attacks here. Euan, you can take one if you would like. Calorith can't quite because he's flyboy. This guy, but the elite and the other warden here are definitely going to take that opportunity attack. We'll say, Euan, with that, you were ready to grapple this other warden here. We'll say now you could grapple them if you wanted to try to prevent them from being able to strike.
Would I be able to use that to grapple him and get in the way of the blade? Rashtar.
Go ahead and roll a dex check for me real quick, just because of everything that's moving so quickly, and you had your mind set on something, so changing it in mid-moment here can be a little tricky. Require some precision.
It's a 17. I'm raging, so I do get advantage on dex checks and saving throws.
That's okay. Yeah, 17 will be enough. So yeah, go ahead and roll to see if you can grapple him with your op attack.
All right. Is that going to be athletics or strength?
Athletics or acrobatics, but I'm pretty sure you want athletics.
Which is also an advantage because I am raging. So
yep.
It's a total of 21.
21, okay. Now let me roll real quick for the other up attacks. Actually, no, because if you grapple him, they won't quite get that up attack. Let me roll his athletics / acrobatics. See if he succeeds or if you succeed. Where did it go? All right. 18, you roll 21?
Right.
All right, so yeah, you managed to reach out and grapple him, making it so he is no longer able to move currently, halting his footsteps as he was about ready to book it. At that, we'll say, yeah, the others don't quite attack because they can't, but the other Khazdurim here that are not grappled do go to attack you now.
That's fine.
So this one is going to attack here. Actually, yeah. So not that one. It's going to be a dirty 20 to hit.
Dirty 20 is going to hit.
Guys, it's going to be a total of 10 points, reduced down to 5 points of bludgeoning damage. As they just whack like on your shoulder with a large kind of hammer that isn't necessarily like a war hammer. Probably was used for like an anvil or like smithing, but it's still definitely packs a punch. The other one is going to...
The dragon has still been bonked. It's fine.
Bonk. Yes. The other one's going to do the same. That is only a 7 though, so that does not hit. Alrighty. With that, these Khazdurim, with the battle kind of flaring back up, they're going to attempt to escape. That one does not. This one does though, so he does break free. And these two are going to continue to attack this other warden over here.
Oh my god, the warden's gonna die.
Nice.
One of those misses, one of them... no, both of those miss, actually. Yeah, that warden is like bobbing and weaving. All that practice is paying off. Alright. With that then, that is the Khazdurim's turn. These individuals, they kind of start to go into like this tent here. It doesn't want to let me put them in the tent. Go in the tent. There we go.
Hank inside.
Yeah, a lot of them start to run into the larger tent there. Others start to flee. This individual looks to like not want that to happen though. All right. With that though, we move on to the captain's turn. And the captain, seeing them attack you, she's going to make that attack against this Khazdurim here. So she is going to roll with her greatsword now.
Go, Captain.
Yeah, that's definitely going to hit. Very nice.
Big money.
Oh, double twos again. So 6
Captain
damage.
is number one now.
Alright, so nothing crazy, but a good slash nonetheless. And she kind of pivots a little bit there. She's actually going to pivot up over here to kind of get flanking with you as well, Euan, even though
All right.
you're not really fighting, but all she knows is they're attacking you, at least. Alright, with that will be her turn. Actually, no, she gets 2 attacks. So she is going to attack again. If I can get this thing to work. There it goes. Oh, 12 plus the bless.
Yeah, bless.
Yeah, it was good.
Sweet.
Or 13 is not quite enough, unfortunately. Okay, so the second one doesn't miss. Alright, that's Captain's turn. Gronk is over in the corner crying. Alright, Asja, it is your turn.
Oh no, Gronk.
Now I feel bad.
Poor Gronk.
How could this happen to me?
Alright, can you expand out a little bit more so I can actually see my view of stuff? Like,
Why does it keep
does
pausing?
she hear the crying? I don't know.
I'd say no. It's not like he's
No,
falling
I
over there
can't
like,
see him
oh!
anyways. Yeah, no, I can't. I can't see him anyway, so it's fine.
He has tissues, don't worry.
Yep.
Alright, Asja is going to, as she's on the ground, she's going to take the small body and kind of take a protective
real
stance
quick.
over it. Yes.
Sorry, before this was meant to happen at the beginning of the round, the darkness does
Okay.
fade at this point.
Okay.
So you do see Rhukkarrak is over there unconscious as well. But
Okay, that actually works. She is yep. She's gonna do this. She is going to change action, so take away what I just said. She is going to take the small child's hand in hers and again very quietly whisper, don't worry, this time I won't let go. And start dragging it towards the tent where it is Ruka, but what she's seeing in her vision is an adult elf. And she's going to go down and I guess check vitals first. Like, are we still breathing?
you can tell that he's still breathing.
Okay. All right. She is going to be muttering, I need you to watch him. I need you to watch him. And she's going to... Sorry, Ruka, completely forgetting he doesn't really like being touched. She's just going to put her hand down on his chest and cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
And Ruka is going to heal
Oh my
32 hit points.
Goodness, so many health.
Damn!
Oh,
And see it again as the light kind
That
of
is-
coalesces from Alamor through Asja's hand there. Pumps like a full-on a CPR thing just right in your chest as you
that is exactly my max HP.
as you
Incredible.
bolt right up. You cough a bit, but yeah, you are feeling like very nice. Still prone,
And-
but yeah.
Yeah, as he's sitting up, I guess item interaction speaking for a moment, she's going to reach in her bag, and from her bag, she is going to produce a stuffed animal that is a small blue lizard with wings. It seems to be stained and aged and stitched together, so it's not new. And she's going to put it next to the small body as she looks at Ruka with almost wild eyes. Watch him. Make sure he doesn't... Just watch him. And she's going to start backing out of the tent.
Okay. Which the tent itself
Ruka, you
is
don't need
completely-
insight. I'm just
Yeah.
going to let you know. She does not look like she's home.
Alrighty.
And that is my turn.
Yeah, that was your movement to get there. So yeah, now Euan, it is your turn.
Euan, still holding on to Rashtar, is going to wrap him in a bear hug and is going to lean down and as quietly as a giant raging dragon man can just try to say, surrender. If you wish to save your people, surrender.
If you wish to save the
your
people.
Yes.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check. Or intimidation, up to you.
Oh boy.
We'll say
minus one to either one.
with
so-
this, because like barbarian nature, I feel like it can be quite silly how intimidation is always use charisma. Because you are raging in your current state, I'll say you can use your strength modifier rather than your
I actually think
charisma
I have-
if you are intimidating.
I think I have something about that. Hold on.
Yeah, I feel like that might have been a feature that got added to barbarians. I don't know if you have it yet. As
I'm trying to take a look at really quick because I know he has something because it came up earlier and I missed it. So that's not it. That's not it. I think it's in my rage.
just go ahead and roll with strength this
Yep.
time.
Yeah, I'm
Anyways.
sorry. I'll
You're all good.
stop trying to take up the time. I am just going to roll it as an athletics check, so that way I have the proper.
Yeah, that works.
It's a 15.
It's not bad. You can see that he's still straining against your grapple, but slacks a little bit as to heed your words.
And then also at the beginning of my turn, the captain is going to get 7 temp HP.
7 temp HP. Okay, very nice.
And I think that's all Euan's gonna do. I'm not gonna. He's very much trying to stay out of actually attacking things at the moment.
Okay.
He's gone full subdual with all of this, so he's just gonna hold on to him, tell him
Okay.
to surrender, and use his bonus action to keep his rage going.
Alrighty.
And that's it.
In that case, Rhukkarrak, it is your turn.
Rhukkarrak is just going to groan in pain and just look around bleary-eyed and just kind of look at Asja and just kind of croak out, What happened? And he's going to look over, seeing people with swords out, but not exactly necessarily attacking each other right now.
they're kind of attacking, kind of not, like dancing around each other, not exactly sure what is going on, but yeah.
So, like, he'll just trying to kind of... He'll look at the doll in his hand and at the child next to him. Is the child alive?
No.
The child had 1 hit point.
The double fireball. If the first wasn't enough, yeah. They are kind of mangled. It is a grotesque. See.
He is going to... Oh, man. Yeah, I think he's just gonna kind of like sit up a bit and tears will start forming in his eyes, and he'll just kind of look at Asja and just say, Asja, are you okay? And that'll be his turn.
Okay. With that, then it is now the Stormwarden's turn. As they continue their aggression, albeit more, for the most part, just trying to detain these people. This guy broke free, however. This one, yeah, he's looking really, really bad. He's just gonna attack. They're just gonna attack. That is enough to hit. Okay. This one up here. They're still grappled up here. They're just gonna start to bind that individual. So they're gonna make one more athletics to see if that is effective or not. They struggle a bit. Okay. Down here, they're all grouped up. This individual is going to quickly, yet again, jump off the ground and start to fly over to here. As they do kind of like a giant leap through the air to the ground there. And so like point their sword at these commoners that just say, stop! Okay. And this individual is going to continue to fight these other ones. Oh, terrible roll. Does not make it. This individual is going to try to grapple this guy once more. Actually, no, that would have been an attack, because they did attack Euan there as well. But it missed anyways. Alrighty, so that is basically the Stormwardens. This individual is going to rush on over to the tent there and enter that tent to try to stop whoever's in there from fleeing. Then, yeah, we move on to Calrith here, who then moves on over, kind of descends from the air there, all the way back down to the ground, and looks at you, Euan, as you're grasping onto Rashtar here. He gives you a nod and then changes his gaze over to Rashtar. And he just says, "You will surrender, or you will die. You have answers to provide." At that point, though, he doesn't make any other attacks out, seeing that you and you're quite thoroughly grasping onto Rashtar here, preventing him from moving. He does give a glance towards the other Khazdurim here too, that got the warhammers in hand. Kind of holds up one of his great sword to one of them, the electricity kind of bouncing and arcing off of it towards him. But he does not quite make an attack currently. Alright, Maldorwen, it is your turn.
Right, let's get a shot at the one that's next to the captain.
Okay. $15 is what you
15,
need. Yes, that does hit.
Okay, perfect. Five points.
5 points. Okay.
Yes.
They're looking a little worse for wears.
And that's it for me.
Okay. It is now the Khazd-dûrm's turn. These two individuals are just gonna start running. No one was around them, so they're just gonna start to move out of the scene there.
Bye-bye, hope you like quake shells.
They're gonna run up there, so there are some people who are slipping through the gaps here currently. But some of them are looking to Smith. These two are going to continue to attack. One of them does hit, one of them misses. Yeah, that Warden is definitely going with the blows, not looking great. This individual kind of steps back a little bit there. We'll say, as she does that too, Calorith notices the motion and just kind of takes that held greatsword and changes it to pointing towards them. Just says, "Halt!" As they kind of just wide-eyed continue to flee, a bolt of electricity is going to go towards them. From Calorith here. Where to go? That's not it. There it is. Yeah, 20. Yeah, that is definitely going to hit. For 9 points of damage. Yeah, they just fall unconscious as the electricity zaps around them as they arc in pain and just fall to the ground. As Rashtar kind of yells out at that, just like, "Oh no!" And as Calorith just looks back towards Rashtar with not necessarily a smile, but just a stern expression of, yeah, I mean business. With that, though, it's pretty much these guys, oh man, some of them are still grappled. Yeah, with that kill too, they're gonna try to break free again. This one's going to just wildly attack. Another tremor goes through the ground there. This individual is going to try to make a saving throw. Oh yeah, they are dead. As you see, like this individual just heavily stomps their foot on the ground as the earth beneath them starts to shoot up in daggers around them, and this individual just gets a sharp pointed earth stabbed right through their chest piece. They slump to the ground as well. This individual is going to try to break free. That is a failure. Okay. This guy is going to swing wildly at you again, Euan. That's a natural one. That is a natural one. Okay. Yeah, with that case, this individual is going to step down here and also do the same thing there. So, Euan, I need you to make a DC 11 strength saving throw. You have advantage on that. So does the captain.
That's a 17.
Yep, so you do succeed. Oh, the captain fails, however, with a natural 1. Oh, but she does a bless. If she rolls a 4 on this, it will make the difference. Ah, rip. Unfortunate.
At least she has some temp HP.
That is true. Okay, so Euan, you're going to take half damage here. Okay, so you take 5 points, reduced down to 2 points because of your rage. The captain takes the full 11, though.
Is it bludgeoning damage or is it?
Let's see. Yeah, bludgeoning damage. Yes.
Okay.
Alrighty. Then that is the Kazdurum's turn. Well, Rashtar is going to break free, actually, or at least attempt to. So you want to go ahead and roll a athletics check for me again to see if you can hold on.
Maybe. Roll, please.
Oh, you rolled terrible. Yes, yeah, you do manage to keep him put. You can see that he is trying to break free, but he definitely is realizing a little bit of the situation that they're in.
Yes.
And just unsure what to do, really. Alright, with that, the captain is going to swing back down over here, make 2 more attacks against this individual. They just did a big old rock slam. Sword. First one is going to hit. Second one does miss. We'll see if the D4 changes that.
Oh,
It does. Yes, it does.
Yes.
Hey, the blast works. Yeah. Alright, so double damage there.
Ooh, yeah, let's go.
Total of 20 points of damage. Yeah, that's enough. That Kazdurm falls. As you just hear the captain just calling out in a battle fury of her own. Alright. With that, Rhukkarrak. Asja, it is your turn.
Okay. Asja is walking out of the tent. Unfortunately, it's as if she doesn't hear Ruka speaking to her at all. And the first thing she sees is the Storm Warden being slaughtered by the Kazdurum.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yep. She's just... She's going to raise her hand up and just... Again, there's going to be another kind of guttural scream from the other side of the thing as she lets out an Eldritch Blast.
Okay. Roll the hit with that. 12 unfortunately misses.
Fortunately. Let's stick with fortunate here. Alright. After it misses, I mean, she's just gonna... Yeah, she's gonna close in 10 feet. She's gonna move towards
The Kazdurm
So
there?
she's gonna move 10 feet, yeah.
Okay. Anything else for you?
Yeah. Nope, that's it.
Okay. Euan, you're up.
Right, start of Euan's turn.
Ooh, there
she
you
gets
go.
8 temp HP back this time.
For the captain?
The captain does, yes.
Oh, very nice. Okay.
I'm assuming Calrith is fine because he hasn't been touched all this entire combat, so I'm not going to give him the nice good game boost.
Yep.
It's still holding on to him. I will sort of just grab the front of his vest and I will lift him up in the air to look at me eye level. And this time addressing it to everyone around, or more to the battlefield instead of just to him. Once again, drop your weapons.
Okay. Roll intimidation using your strength.
And I did find it. It is primal knowledge. I can use my strength when I'm raging for acrobatics, intimidation, perception, stealth,
There you
and
go.
survival.
Yes.
But total of 15 on the intimidation.
Okay. 15. And not too bad. Not too great, but yeah. A lot is happening. You do see some of them start to shy away a bit.
And I am looking him dead in the eyes when I say this. these glowing coal eyes that are kind of set inside of this bark skin armor.
He just kind of shakes his head back at you and just says, "Do you know where are they dead?"
And that will be... No. I will be using my bonus action to keep the rage going since I'm not stopping it.
Okay.
And we'll just say back to him, there is always a chance for peace. Don't throw your lives away.
Okay. With that, Rhukkarrak, it is your turn.
First of all, I would like to ask Snips if Asja was potentially coherent enough to notice something odd about Ruka.
No.
Okay.
In her mind, she didn't see an orc sitting in front of her. She saw an elf in front of her.
Okay.
So.
Then she notices nothing.
I noticed nothing. Yep.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Denied the lore drop.
Then Ruka, it's like seeing that it wasn't a standoff, it was more of a fight. He's just going to drop the doll and just get up and, "No, you don't understand. It's not what you think." And he's just going to start running to the right there, trying to get to the leaders. He's going to be like trying to push down and away, like, like
Down here?
straight across,
Past us, yeah?
towards Asja. Yeah.
Okay.
He's
good.
as he's going along, he's going to try and like shove down swords away from people and hands and like whatever to try and stop people from fighting. As he's going to use his bonus action to dash as well.
Okay. So with the dash, you can get another 30
He's trying to
feet.
get to the leaders to get them to stop.
Okay, so you can't quite... You can get right up there, though. Rushing up on over
and like
there.
it doesn't matter whoever he's passing. He's just trying to like physically like stop. No, you don't understand.
Go ahead, and as you're doing that, just make a persuasion check to see if you occur opportunity attacks from these guys that are a little tense right now.
Totally expected that. That's a 12.
Well, okay, we'll say that you dodge or the one individual's a little too confused, but the other one does make a wild blow against you, just instinctually. That's not very good, though. So no, that's not gonna hit you there. Alrighty. Okay. So you do still have your action. Use your bonus action to dash. Your movement. What else would you like to do? Would you like to use that action to try to fully persuade these individuals to stop?
Yes.
Okay. So what do you say in this moment, and roll a persuasion check to go with it?
I mean, I don't. I guess he would just, if he has the time, then he would try to like quickly draw the symbol of the dark sun.
Yeah, I'll say you could do that with your check here. Depending on the roll of the check, will kind of depend on how well it's written out. The dark sun symbol too. The main tell of it is the shadow part of it. So it might just look like you're drawing a sun. Yeah, exactly. We'll see. Go ahead and roll.
Yep. He's just like, this is who is to blame. And you said a rolling persuasion? Or Okay. That's an 11.
11's not super high. starts scribbling in the sand. You kind of look over and you're like, what the heck is Rukka doing? But he seems very genuine. But yeah, the tension here is a little too high to really... The Calorith does kind of look at you with a stern expression like, what are you doing? But yeah, you don't quite get them to fully lay down their arms by any means.
Yup.
Anything else for you, Rhukkarrak? I think
Nope.
that's your action. Yeah, I think that's everything. All right. Up next, then, is the Storm Wardens. The Storm Wardens are going to, seeing one of their own fall and all that, they are going to continue to fight. So we'll do 3d20 here. Okay, so one of those hits. Miss. So this guy over here, he's doing all the work. That because Jim's looking pretty rough. Yeah. Then the elite is going to rush on over here. We're gonna quickly just roll a perception, see if they notice the other Khazad-dûm that are fleeing. Action in this moment, they don't. Okay, they are going to just kind of step on over here, keeping eyes on them, and then take an attack against that individual. That is a natural 20. Oh dear.
There used to be a Khazad-dûm there.
Yeah, that's enough. The guy is no more. Alrighty. As you see, they swipe with their blade. As it does so, it is empowered with electricity as well. And yeah, takes that guy down as they fall to their knees and then slump to the floor. Alright. Calorith just looks around the battlefield, looks towards you, Rhukkarrak, for a moment of confusion, and looks over and recognizing the dead warden now over here. Just enough! As he collects energy of sparking like electricity in his hands, and holds it out and looks towards Euan. Just says, "Back up." And then, yeah, he is going to cast Chain Lightning, and is going to hit 3 bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4. All 4 of these Khazad-dûm are going to need to make dex saves.
Unfortunately, I do believe Rashtar has disadvantage.
He does, yes. I will roll his separately. We'll roll for those 3 there. Okay, so the last one succeeds. The other 2 do not. Okay, then Rashtar is going to roll at disadvantage. Dex save disadvantage. Because you're holding on to him. Oh, one of those was a nat 20. But no. It's a failure. Okay, so that is going to be...
I'm going to assume that there is nothing you can do to
10d8
for him.
I'll say if you want to use your reaction to like do-si-do and just pull him back to the point that the lightning bolt hits you, you will fail the save and take all the damage though.
He's gonna do it.
Okay. That is 10d8 lightning damage.
All right.
It is going to be 41 points of damage. Even with the Khazad-dûm that saves, they are basically turned to ash. As this immense power, you all smell the like energy just in the air coalesce around Calorith as the sparking electricity sparks out. Euan does this little maneuver, hits you right in the back. You just feel that intense pain and just that your entire body seizes up as it then bounces out towards the other Khazad-dûm and just completely goes through them to the other ones as they all fall to the ground dead.
All right. Question.
Yes.
So in 5th edition, I think I'd be alright because it's not going to go back up past my full health.
Right. What is your current hit points at before the lightning?
I'm currently at 20. I'm going to go down no matter
And your
what,
max hit
but
points?
My max is 39.
39.
So
Okay,
it's
so
not going to loop back
it
around.
won't straight up kill you. But yeah,
Alright.
it is going to do some serious damage.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's fine. The point was hopefully if seeing someone actually fight to protect him might get him to surrender and hopefully have a hope and a prayer of saving his people. What's left of them, at least.
Okay. So with that, Euan, you fall unconscious. That bolt just went off. Caliph kind of steps back and just kind of says elven curse word under his breath. And just like, damn fool, basically. Yeah, that is Calip's turn. Maldorwen, it is your turn. Rashtar is just kind of sitting there, kind of kneeling on the ground now as Euan's unconscious body, and just back turned towards you. You can't really see. But yeah.
I'll say, look what you have done! For what? For gold? You are a fool! And he's gonna divine spark Euan back to consciousness.
Okay. So how does that look in this moment?
Like his eyes are glowing gold, and as he is just yelling, I guess the light of Alamor will intensify around Euan, and hopefully, yeah, that'll help a little bit. So it's gonna be 1d8 plus 3. Nice.
So
Okay.
full
so,
11 points.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so I'm back up to 11.
Okay.
Yes.
Euan,
And-
as the light of Alamor kind of shines brightly on you, your eyes shoot open, and you just feel that static electricity still just running through your veins almost for a moment, and you are still just in a lot of pain. We'll say,
Quills on his head are kind of sticking up like he stuck his finger in a socket.
yeah, for the time being, in this moment, you just have half speed.
Alright, I'm good for that.
All right. What else would you like to do, Maldorwen?
No, just like stare down the Rashtar, and that would be my turn.
Okay.
It is also worth note that when Euan went down, the bark skin and the rage and everything else also dispersed.
Okay, including the temp HP from Captain. Okay, let me...
Correct.
Yeah. Alrighty. It is the Khaz'durum's turn. There are not a lot of them alive anymore. There's this guy over here that's seeing that just happen. He's just going to fall to his knees and just put his hands up. And just start to, not engaging. I think Rashtar is just looming over you, and you're still on the ground. Your eyes somehow open after all of that. And he just says to you, "Why?"
Because not everyone is beyond redemption. He's just kind of breathing heavily on the ground, trying to answer slowly.
And just kind of places a hand on like less part of your super hurt back. Says, "If only others saw the world as you did." And then just kind of looks towards Caloreth, eyes defeated. And then just drops his head and then just kind of stays still for the rest of his turn. with that, I think that concludes the rest of combat here. The threat is pretty much doesn't exist. There's like 2 other Khazad-dûm that were fighting, like Rashtar and one other guy, and the rest are lying on the beach dead. And so with that, we're going to stop the initiative order here. As Calorith... Go ahead.
So I was going to say, with combat timing, it gets a little weird, but when Calorith did his lightning, Ruka just screamed out in agony and was just like, "It was the Shadow Sons! Why?"
Okay. As the tension's still quite heavy in the air, the battle now, the chaos, at least dying down for a moment. Calorith kind of turns towards the rest of his wardens. Gather the remaining up. And then, as they start to go do that, we're going to take a quick intermission here. So, in this quick break, think of what your character is going to do in the aftermath of this battle. So, as you all are just witnessing the corpses, the brutality, the tension that still lingers in the air, that scent of like ion energy, the static, and it's still buzzing from that incredibly powerful spell that Calorith unleashed at the end there. What are you all doing?
Rhukkarrak is furious. What? Why? Why would you do this? There was no reason.
There was plenty of reason. We gave them ample opportunity.
The tent was marked with the Shadow Sun symbol.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
You can ask Gronk if you do not believe me. Persuade check. Ooh, 17.
Just kind of shakes his head a little bit in confusion. That doesn't matter. They still fought.
They fought because you attacked them. I am not going to speak how I truly feel right now, because I will not disgrace you in front of your men.
And your singed flesh, as he looks towards all of you that were in that fireball. That was not the first blow. None of my men did that.
No, it was a trap. A trap set in that tent. There was no one in there except, well, me.
Euan will very slowly and painstakingly try to get up off the ground. Get up onto his knees, grab his halberd, try to bear his weight to get up on it, and he'll kind of fall back on his butt instead. And just sit there. This bloodbath was unnecessary.
Asja, what are you doing in this?
As they are having their discussion, Asja is slowly starting to move out from behind the tent. Now that she has a clear view on Rashtar again, and he's not in a crowd of taller people, so she couldn't see him, she is just going to start walking very slowly. And as she does, she's going to start saying names. And she's just going to start repeating names of the people she remembers from Mythendrel. And then she's going to start saying some of the names of the survivors. And as she's doing so, she is going to start casting Guiding Bolt, aimed at Rashtar.
Okay.
Oh my god.
And
Rashtar
as
is...
she lets it off, she is going to say, to avenge the people of Mythendral.
Okay. Reshtar is currently being bound by 2 other wardens that are right there, like grappling him as well. I'll say, if you want to do that, there'll be a chance you hit one of the wardens instead. You roll a natural 1.
Nope, she's gonna go for it.
Okay.
And she's saying this in a clear enough voice that, people who aren't in a little bit of a raised tone talking to each other will definitely hear what she's saying. All right, let's not roll a 1. Let's not roll a 1. Let's not roll a 1.
I was going to say, Rhukkarrak was concerned about her earlier. So you may have noticed, but that's why I rolled the perception and he did not notice.
As you instinctually reach out to call forth this power, feeling the light of Alamor, feeling the rage, fire side of the elven lineage, burning, smoldering, you go to fire this beam off, and nothing happens.
I think Maldorwen would have been able to see this, right?
Yes.
Like Asja looking up.
Asja, all of you do notice this as well. For a brief moment, the colorful strands of hair dull.
Okay, I would like to start approaching her and say, Asja, no! Asja, what's happening?
Don't you see what they did to Rupert? And she points back at the body back at the tent.
Where is Rupert?
The tent. And she kind of grabs at her head for a moment, and then you just see her kind of recoil as she finally kind of sees the blood that was on her hands and stuff like that. And she looks around and just starts shaking and falls to her knees and just shakes. Just absolute, as if something is dawning on her. And she looks at you. What have I done?
I think Euan knows he can't move fast enough right now to try to jump in front of the bolt again and take another spell for the Rashtar. I think as Asja came to, she would see Euan giving her the coldest, emptiest stare that he has ever given her. And Euan being a military person, I think would recognize a bit of what was going on. His look would soften and become one of compassion and worry.
Rhukkarrak, who was so involved in his conversation with Kalrath that he didn't notice until he kind of heard her shouting, and he just turned in just stunned silence and is just kind of looking at her and just doesn't know what to do. He's just kind of standing there looking at her, a pained look on his face.
Asja is just going to kind of again look at her hands and try and wipe them off on her skirt.
How far away is she from Euan, out of curiosity?
And feet.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Asya. I
No,
thought
you
were finished
didn't.
talking.
No,
Alright.
no. It.
Okay,
She's,
alright.
as I said, she's just. It. She's there, but she's staring at her hands and kind of shaking her head as if she's having an internal conversation. She's looking around at everything that's gone on,
Euan is,
and
Yep,
go
sorry.
ahead.
I was gonna
No.
say Euan is going to crawl over to her, not even gonna try to get back up on his feet, and rip a piece of the furs on his shoulder off and hand them to her. She's not sanding her hands on the beach. Here, this is softer. And there's still a trace of that coldness in his voice, but not nearly like it was, like it was in his expression a moment ago.
Ruka's going to go over to the tent and try and find Rupert's body. And once he finds that, he'll just kind of carefully set him outside the tent and then continue to look through to see if there's anything salvageable.
Okay, go ahead and make an investigation check for me. You know where you're.
Yeah. No, 6.
It's all pretty blown. You do manage to find, because it's kind of out in the open, there is a charred book of sorts, but it looks incredibly damaged. There might, you'd be surprised if it had any on it that was still legible, but it's something. At this point, kind of Gronk comes up to you as well. You can see he's kind of bandaged himself back up a little bit, but he's still limping quite heavily. This all is kind of a shit show.
Yes, it is.
You should,
I don't suppose you could use your expertise in finding anything out of this mess. There. Should have checked for traps. Stupid mistake.
what happened?
There was a chest. I was trying to see if I could find some information. As soon as I opened it, it exploded.
Right. Okay then. Let me see what I could get. In this case, Gronk will just help you, so go ahead and roll once more.
Yeah, Ruka would have picked up the book and just kind of held it for now. Just walk back to the party. He'll pick up Rupert gingerly and walk back to the party.
So, there is a small stuffed animal that resembles what you to be, but there isn't a lizard there.
Well, if he doesn't actually find anything other than that stuffed animal,
Go roll one more investigation though, because Gronk is allowing you to do that with a help action, basically.
so with advantage. Oh, okay.
Well, this is the advantage, yeah.
This is the advantage, yeah.
Dun dun dun.
Oh, that's
rip.
even worse. Uh-huh.
Yeah, Gronk is he looks moments away from passing out himself, and so the two of you just
better if he had rolled it himself. But but yeah, if he doesn't find anything, he'll be actually no. I think he'll spend a good amount of time looking for Rupert's body.
Yeah. Other than
While everyone else is doing whatever they're doing.
there's a few Kazdurm corpses. One appears to be the child that Asja is dragging. And then a bunch of charred stuff, but you do not see, other than the stuffed animal, Rupert's body anywhere. Meanwhile, Calrith has kind of departed and is giving orders to the rest of the Stormwardens. They are currently gathering all the other Kazdurm together and binding the manacles. The captain kind of comes up to you all, who are kind of the three of you that are there, kind of just sitting on the beach. We should probably get going.
Yes. How are you feeling?
I'm gonna need
How
help.
does you look?
She doesn't look too bad. Like, you can see definitely some scorch marks and a little bit of wear and tear, but nothing crazy.
I don't think I can make it back to the ship on my own.
You get and looks towards you, Maldorwen. I'll be fine. Yeah. Holds a hand out to help you up, Euan.
It takes almost everything he has to get up off the ground. And he's leaning heavily enough on his halberd that the counterweight end of it is just burying itself in the sand on the beach.
And yeah, she kind of throws an arm around you too, giving you that other, like, you have your halberd in one hand and he's on the other side, allowing you to walk. Each step, though, you can just feel like that electricity just shoot down your legs.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Nuts.
As they get up and walk away, Asja is going to kind of slowly get up and turn and walk towards the tent where she had left the body and the stuffed animal. And when she gets to the body, she's gonna kneel down next to it and kind of close the child's eyes.
As you do so, Rupert reaches for, wrapped around your neck, hops down onto your hand, kind of nuzzles.
All I had to do was hold his hand, Rupert. Why was that such a memory today? Why did it make me do such horrible things? So many years ago, I don't... Why now? And her eyes are moist with tears. She's not actually crying, but you can definitely tell there's some moisture. If anybody looks at her, there's definitely moisture starting to build. But it's as if, you know, by a little magical force, she's trying to suck them back in. There we go.
Wait, Rupert is okay?
She looks at Ruka. This Rupert is. But the original Rupert. He died 80 years ago.
He's going to just sit down next to her. Did you say that she like grabbed the child's hand?
Yeah, she is holding his hand. Or her hand.
Okay.
Child's hand. Gender was never given, sorry.
You
Yeah.
probably couldn't tell at this point.
Yeah.
Oh
Then
no.
Unless you wanted to get really thorough, but yeah.
Ruka will just kneel down next to her and put his hand over hers to also grab the child's hand and just sit with her for a bit.
As you're sitting there, Ruka, you feel the death. It's not incredibly strong, but it almost starts to remind you of your home for a brief moment. It's invisible to the eye is leaking off of these corpses. And you know you shouldn't stay here long.
Okay. By the way, Asja may notice that his hand feels very thick and tough. Maybe a little more leathery than she may have expected from what it looked like.
Great.
But he's going to just kind of gently pull her at her hand a little bit, and we shouldn't stay here. We should probably do something about the dead so that this area does not get corrupted.
I do not think that I can still help. Although I'm being rightfully punished right now, it would seem. My elven side still has some abilities that might help. I just need to collect something. I left a stuffed animal in the tent. I need to get that. That was Azu. It was Rupert's. I need that back. She's going to get up and walk into the tent and find the stuffed animal. Or not. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, you brought the
Yeah.
stuffed animal in after all the explosion. So yeah, it's just sitting there,
So
probably
she'll-
right next
she'll
to
pick
the
it up
child.
and yeah, she'll pick it up and put it in her bag and kind of move the child a little away from the tent so that she's not about to set the whole thing on fire. And she is going to use prestidigitation, which is an elven. We're going to use fire play. And oh no, where is it? I thought we could light. Yep, light. She is going to use fire play to light. I hate putting it this way, but that's how the spell describes it. A small campfire.
So, in this case,
Using the clothing, can I use the clothing to...
everything is already charred to the point where prestidigitation probably
It's
isn't as
charred,
strong
yeah,
enough
it's not gonna work, yeah.
to actually cause it. Like, if you had like a stack of logs, then yeah, you could get it
Yeah.
to go there. Around this time, too, Alith calls back out to the rest of you here after giving orders to a bunch of his men. Well, we are leaving. You're welcome back aboard, but if you want to walk back, so be it. I will send for a group to come out here and dispose of the rest.
Asja's just gonna get up. I guess turn, and she has no desire to walk home. I guess head towards the ship.
And
Her
Rukka will
normal,
follow.
happy, kind of go-lucky thing. She is not smiling. Her eyes are not full of life. She is... yeah. And she'll get on board the ship.
Okay. Maldorwen, what have you been doing this whole time?
I guess walking with the captain back to the ship, seeing that Euan is fine, and also like, I guess, like the light will gently, as well as he walks, heal him again, because I want to spend my other divine spark
Okay.
and heal him a little bit more. Let's see, on the 8 plus 3, so. Well, it's actually plus 4. My wisdom is 4, not 3. Okay, so it's gonna be 6.
Nice.
Yay.
Yeah, and it should have been. Let me see.
12 beforehand. 11.
Yes, exactly.
So I'll just heal by 7 this
Yes.
time then.
Yep. And he'll turn to you and say, "Why did you do that?"
Would you not also put your
Absolutely
life
not.
in the way of protecting someone who's innocent?
Is he innocent?
He was
How
not
are
the
you so
one
sure?
to attack first.
You were there with me. You experienced the fire. Who was responsible for that?
Whatever it was came from inside of the tent. For all we know,
And was
there was nothing else in there. And while I don't know Rhukkarrak enough, I believe that if he would have seen other people in there or had seen something, he would have told us. I am choosing to put my faith in him. And I
see.
know the symbol that I saw, and it was not of the Khazdurim.
Yes. We both know where the symbol leads.
Correct.
And it's also Rhukkarrak. So it's wise not to trust him.
Rhukkarrak also does not seem to agree with the things that they are saying. Much like with the
Right.
Khazdurim. There are going to be ones that are good, and there's going to be ones that are a problem. I don't think Rhukkarrak is a problem.
Well, he might be a problem for Shadowthorn. And he definitely isn't making any allies. Standing in the way of Calerid seems to be very dangerous.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Exactly.
Honestly, I'm lucky that I lived through that, but I couldn't stand to see any more innocent blood spilled.
Lamor is watching over you. So there is something that you must be doing right.
And Euan will, getting the second heal, he'll stand a little stronger and put a little less weight on the on the captain's shoulders, so she's not carrying almost 250-pound dragon on her shoulders. And he'll stop
That's
for a
my
sec.
wife.
Yeah. He'll stop for just a second and turn to Maldorwen. put his hand on Maldorwen's shoulder. Looks like I have more than just Alamor looking after me, friend.
I hate this. I hate all this, Juan. And I hate what just happened to you. You're already beat up enough. I don't want to see you die, friend.
It's been a very long time. I've already died once. I don't fancy doing it again anytime in the near future.
Yes, this beach doesn't seem like the place you wanted to lay down at.
Not really.
Yes.
I prefer the forests.
Anyways, where are the others?
Yeah,
Around-
kind of look over his shoulder to see where the others are.
Around this time, the rest are starting to come aboard. You see that there are 2 Khazdurim ships that are out there as well. Seems like they are going to at least bring one of those back with the Khazdurim on board. Just trying to fit everyone onto this galleon. Maybe would have been possible, but it would have been a little tight. And so you see a good 5-6 Storm Wardens coordinating that effort to get those people on. And then everybody else is finishing onboarding the main Storm Warden vessel here. You do also see that the other ship is currently at ablaze.
Well, there goes their merchandise, I guess.
Euan will just sigh and shake his head. So it does. Lean back onto the captain's shoulders, thanking her once again as they finish making their way towards the ship.
Yeah. Right, you all get ferried back out to the actual ship, are able to onboard, and then 20-ish minutes later, after everyone has done the same, you all start to sail back towards Elendor, followed by the Khazdurim ship. Is there anything anyone would like to do in this 2-hour period of sailing back?
I think
Go ahead.
I think Asja is going to like if anybody comes up to her, she's just gonna kind of hold up a hand and I just need to be alone for now. And she's going to go up to where her and Calorith were sitting before and just sit and watch out over the railing and watch the water, and this time watch for the wind, but not in a funny way, but just very, she's trying to have some deep thoughts as well. But yeah.
Right.
Euan is going to find a place to sit and rest. He's not feeling well. Probably looking for a barrel or something to sit on this time instead of trying to get on the floor because he wouldn't be able to get back up. And just try to rest and try to formulate his thoughts.
Okay.
I think Maldorwen would have been near the gangplank, or like as soon as they get onto the ship, He's gonna get a hold of Rhukkarrak and say, "Brother, I need to talk to you."
He's going to look at you with a bit of a blank stare, have a kind of a defeat written all over his face, and just kind of distractedly say, What do you want?"
What happened?
What didn't happen?
That's not what I'm asking.
Oh, you mean inside the tent?
Of course.
Oh, I was looking for clues, and as I was trying to open a chest, apparently it was trapped, and it exploded. I didn't... Got almost killed instantly, and the only thing I remember after that was a second explosion, until Asja healed me.
So, a trap?
Yes. Quite a clever one. Apparently it was also meant to destroy any evidence. The only thing I was able to find is pieces of this book.
Well, you and I both know what we saw on that tent. So, let me ask you something. How long have you been involved with those people?
Not very much. I didn't know very much until I got here. There was promises of information and knowledge, and this was the first time I really sought them out, because that information was supposedly found here. And, well, I don't know if I ever want to speak to them again, so I guess that is a dead lead.
Did you hear those rumors of rewards all the way up north? Or where? Here in the Sunspire?
They were in the Sunspire. I met one of their members who was part of the Sentinels. They said that my skills could be useful and that they could pay in knowledge. But apparently I'm not as skilled as they think, because they tested me and almost killed me.
Rhukkarrak, what are you talking about? Like it or not, you've probably been more useful to them than anyone else.
How?
By starting this?
Starting? Starting what? What do you mean starting?
Well, it was you inside that tent, wasn't it?
Oh, yes, and I purposely blew myself up because I just
That's
want
not
to
what
die.
I'm saying. Did I say that you purposefully... I said that, like it or not, you've been useful to them.
Well, that's... Unfortunately, you have a point.
Yeah, that tends to be the case.
This time, Grok comes up to you guys, a bit more bandaged.
So, you found something, right? The book. Gonna look into that at all?
I haven't. been eventful.
Why
And he's
don't
gonna,
you take a look?
yeah,
I
he
can
has to
help
say he's
Alamor
gonna
guide you.
start flipping through it, but I don't
Can
know
I
if
guide him?
Yeah. How do you do so, though?
Making like study light for him, like, chime down on the pages.
Just the spotlight
sky.
right on the pages.
But before you actually go down there, like he does not seem invested in looking through these pages. He is just like absent-mindedly flipping through them, and like maybe you can find something more in this.
Okay, in that case, can I roll
Yeah.
investigation?
Go ahead and roll investigation.
Okay.
And do it at advantage, and then we'll say with guidance too, because you are spotlight.
Oh, okay. Thanks. I needed it.
Dear God, man.
Yeah, I know. What's wrong with me?
What?
Oh no.
I don't know. Apparently, okay, 12.
12 isn't.
Apparently, many things are wrong with me.
Alright. Most of the contents of this book are no longer legible. It is quite sundered. However, you do find a couple bit of text that you could barely make out. You don't speak Kazdurik, though, do you?
Let me see. I think I do.
Or Dwarvish?
No, of course not.
Out of curiosity, would mending fix the book at all and make it easier to read?
It would fix maybe the ripped and torn pages, but the pages would not have the same writing scrawled on them.
Understood.
Like, not really.
Okay. So yes, I don't speak it.
So you can make out a couple of lines of tidbits here and there. Yeah, you don't know what it says.
Okay. So
However,
I'll say-
Rhukkarrak right next to you, kind of looking over to you, do recognize it as Kazdurik.
I'll say like
He'll-
there's some stuff here that is not completely burnt, but I can't speak their language.
Here, let me see if I can figure it out. And he'll
Here, be careful! It's almost gonna fall apart.
he'll read it.
I just DM'd you. Go ahead and read that. Each break in that is like, because it starts with a sentence and then like cuts off, goes with another one.
Well, it doesn't make much. And the fact that this is in Kazdurik means that it is potential that there are Kazdurim in the organization.
You wanna-
let's see here.
Read it out for the class.
Yes, I was just getting to that. Let's see here. It is years of searching have led. Truth lies hidden in the can't make out the next word. The ancient texts. This one. I haven't heard of this. A Celestia Eternerentur? I think that's how you pronounce that. Anyway, heavens, they said. If I can find it. Well, it's just a little bit here. Mithindrel. It must be there. They're looking for something in Mithindrel?
Then Malindor, go ahead and roll a history check.
Okay, history.
Or history buff.
History. Yes, I can roll using my wisdom modifier instead of my intelligence because of my feature. So it's gonna be a d20 plus 4 plus nothing else. Oh my god, 9.
Oh man.
Do you have any heroic inspiration? I wish I could give you mine. I forgot I had
man.
it during that whole fight.
We'll say
Can I help him by threatening to punch him if he doesn't roll better?
I mean, at this point, I'm willing to try anything. So
we'll say, Rhukkarrak, if you want to give your inspiration to Maldorwen in this instance to allow the reroll, I'll allow it.
Yes. Please
Oh
do.
my God.
Take the inspiration.
watch me roll a natural one, okay?
Don't say these things.
Why would you actually put that into the world?
Ugh.
Okay.
I mean, it's better.
So a total of what, 13 then? No, not
12.
13.
13, yes, 13.
13. Oh no, because it's 7 plus 4, right? Is your wisdom?
Yes.
So
11?
11, right?
Yes.
Better than 9, but still crazy. But the DC was only 10. So you got it.
Oh my god,
Well
thank you,
spent.
Karen.
Well spent. Oh, man.
Yes. Celestia Interanut, or whatever, however you pronounce that. That is not Khazdurik, that is Elven. At least it's written. That means like the celestial walkway, more or less. You don't get much more than that, though.
This word here, this is not Khazdurik. This in Elven roughly translates to celestial walkway. Right?
Walkway. Or path, or travel.
Okay. This sounds like something that we may be able to ask one of the council members. One we met at the temple?
That sounds like a good idea. It also definitely leads more to there being dwarves and elves in this group. If they have elven words in their text of Khazdurin.
Well, we kind of already also know who we face. At least inside the city. And trust me, Gronk, you're not safe inside the walls.
Right. It's good. Yeah, I don't feel like this is ended by any means.
I wish we were able to finish the questions so that we could potentially find whoever in their group is working with the Shadow Sons in the city.
Well, no one was in that tent, right?
I
It was
did
completely
not.
pitch dark.
Well, I have a gift to be able to see through the darkness, and I did not see anyone.
Right. Wonder if they were able to avoid detection then. Looked
Well,
out
if
before
they are-
all that happened.
If they are working with people in the city, they would most certainly be able to be tipped off and leave before we even got there.
But it's strange though. Why would they freely advertise this symbol on their tent? For people to
It-
find?
Seems
It,
kind of foolish.
yes, I mean it was.
In
It did
the
look
tent,
more.
perhaps.
What was that?
Marking the tent so they would know which one is the special one. I don't know. It also seems very strange that the tent was just like any other Khazdurim tent. So what, they didn't know that they had a trap under their nose? That's clearly not the case.
I'm pretty sure the trap was to hurt anyone trying to find their secrets. And
Secrets
I just
that were
happened
stored
to
in the
be,
Khazdurim camp.
well, I would guess that there was a Khazdurim in that tent that was part of the Shadow Sons that was working with them, and they probably had some kind of secret documents in the chest that they wanted to make sure that nobody got. So they trapped it.
From the letter that I just kind of like gives you a wink. Also had that same symbol, and at least from what it said, they were very concerned about the Khazdurim. Guess it all could have been a lie.
Oh, she just starts like rubbing his temples. It could have been. I don't know. It could have been put there specifically how Maldorwen could be right. They could have been using me specifically to set that off.
And you have other connections to this Shadow Sons.
I did, but with me using their name now, they probably will go into hiding, or at least change anything that I would know to gain access.
I have an idea on how to play this about the Shadow Sons, but I would like to discuss it with the others as well.
And I thought that they were at least somewhat honorable, but
Right,
all
well,
that deceit and lies and destruction.
got lots to think about as well. I'm gonna try to get some rest, though. His wounds won't heal themselves. With that, he kind of heads off to one of the other parts of the ship.
Remember, you owe Asja a dinner.
He just kind of looks back. Right.
Rhukkarrak is going to go off by himself near the railing and just kind of sit down and just half-heartedly flipping through the book, seeing if he can find anything else out. Not really expecting to.
And I'm gonna return to the arms of my wife.
She is not your wife yet.
Yet.
I'm talking about she is my wife, okay? I'm manifesting this. Don't spoil it for me, okay? I already have very bad rolls.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a wife check. Let's see how it goes.
Stop
They
it!
partook in the ancient mating ritual of Malvus.
That's like the only good thing that I have in this world. You're gonna make me roll for it.
No, you go and the captain is definitely a bit shook. And she stays pretty quiet. But yeah. Unless there's anything else anyone would like to do.
skip forward a bit, where you guys re-arrive back at Elendor.
Nothing for me.
Euan, go ahead and you can roll a short rest for sure. You all can do a short rest as well. Yet again, in order to heal from that, you need to use a charge of your medicine, a healer's kit. And then you get to roll one of your hit dice.
I've got a healer's kit somewhere here. There it is. I think I'm going to roll 2 dice for my short rest.
So with a short rest, you just get to roll 1. With a long rest, you can roll half your hit. Right.
Gotcha. I got it. You know what? No, I think... No, I bet I'm really low.
Do you need the healer's kit to roll?
For short rest, yes. And you need to have a healer's kit charge be expended in order to heal this campaign. Unless you heal magically. A 12,
back.
D12, very nice.
I'm just gonna second wind then.
That put me almost back up to max.
Yeah, 12 out of D12 is nice. Bend yourself up real good. You had a big old bandaging wrapping around your torso.
Really, I just need some burn ointment, but...
Use the hot sauce. That should be fine, right? Oh, it stings.
Nice.
Asja will also spend time stitching herself up. For 2, it's the number of the day.
There you go. You do get your con mod too, so I think that's 3 then for you, or 4. Alright. With that, you guys eventually start to arrive back at Elendor. As the boat stops briefly at the gates as some Stormborn come down. They kind of converse with the Caloreth for a moment. And definitely not as thorough of a search as you all were investigated prior when you came back with the hunters. Because, well, Caloreth is here. The gates then open, and you're into the city. You then dock at the same spot and are let out. You see there's quite a bit of bustle that happens as you guys do fully dock here. As seeing a Khazdurak ship here is quite the oddity for sure. People note that there are storm wardens on board there that are kind of controlling the manner of it. But even with that, the Khazdurak ship doesn't have sails or anything. They're having to maneuver the water to have it go. So it docks nearby as well as the rest of the Khazduram. You can see there's a good 10 to 12, 15 people with Rashtar among them. You get let off in chains to see whatever their fate will be. But you are here, back at the Tideborn Markets. What are you doing?
I would like to again stand by the gangplank and grab everyone as they on board the ship.
As everybody gets off the ship?
Yeah, sorry. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's what I meant.
You can do so.
Yep. Asja, can we talk, please? Okay. Juan.
Asja will go over.
Well, I think... Are you guys planning on staying at the Layman Flagon during more nights? Remember, the captain did say that we could go and sleep at the barracks. It's quite spacious and it's pretty empty now. Remember that all the other Onward sentinels are gone. And we also need to talk to Chapter Master. But yes. Would you guys mind going there?
Captain kind of
I-
pipes up too. It's yeah, plenty of room for you all. I'm more than welcome to come stay. That is where I'm heading right now, though. He then kind of leaves you all there to decide where you're going next.
suppose it's better than wasting gold.
I'll consider it. Right now, it might be whichever has the softer beds. It's going to feel better on my back.
Well, then why don't you test it out when we go to talk to the chapter master? I believe that's what Maldorwen was saying he would like to do right now.
We should.
Right. And as we walk, I'm gonna start saying like, well, you know that there's some people here that, know more than they're letting on, right?
I mean, yes, but the only ones that I can think of are Calreth and the Shadowthorn, and I don't think we're going to be able to chat with either of them.
Why not? Look, maybe Shadowthorn and Calreth are kind of two faces of the same coin as well. We know they're somehow related. Or at least they're somehow working together. Even now, bringing the ship here looks like perhaps they even got exactly what they wanted.
And we want to put ourselves in their hands again so they can manipulate us to just killing more people.
Well, perhaps we can start playing our own game. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. But I don't know what you think, Asja, or you, Yuan.
Well, if we are going to do this, we should probably talk as he looks around the ship full of storm wardens somewhere else.
I thought we were like walking and talking.
Walking.
Yeah, you would
Yeah, we
not
were
be on the
walking,
ship anymore.
Okay, because I thought he said he stopped us like as we were getting off the ship. Okay. Okay. Well, then forget that statement.
A dragon never forgets.
I thought that was an elephant.
Yeah, same difference.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
Right.
one question, DM.
Mm-hmm.
As we are preparing to leave the docks, do I see Calreth anywhere?
Calreth was quite busy with getting the Khazdurim back to where they're being taken
Okay.
and just ordering around different storm wardens.
That's fine. I can wait.
Okay. As you all depart, walking through the Tideborn markets here, the bustle and trade is very much back up. Yeah. Eventually make it up towards where the Tide chapter is. It's not too far of a walk. Cross over a large bridge. And then enter the actual Tide chapter itself. The captain was just moments ahead of you. He kind of welcomes you in as So, what are you all planning on doing now?
To be fair, I haven't the foggiest as of yet.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
If Emberver wasn't so close, I would probably just leave this city behind and never come back. But seeing as that is not a very good option, I don't know.
Where would you go?
Well, I don't know. Just anywhere but here. Maybe I would stumble across the knowledge that I need. Maybe I would go back to a larger city, look around in the... I don't know, library or... Although I can't read most of the books around here. I don't.
Around this time, the chapter master comes out as well. Y'all are back. A little worse for wears. How did it go?
Not well.
Kind of gives a acknowledging nod. You want to elaborate a little bit on that?
Asja, we were going to say something.
Asja was just going to, as there was a moment of silence, she was going to go in her bag and get out the downward sentinel pin. And she's going to take a couple steps forward to the chapter master and the captain and hand it back to them. I'm of no use to you anymore. You should take this back. I am nothing more than just a normal elf now. At least until I am forgiven. Apparently Alamor is more forgiving of her followers than who I serve.
Gonna share a glance. You sure you wanna?
Unless you want a secretary, that's about all I can do now. I have good penmanship. I can keep your suits clean.
Wait, Asja, you lost your powers?
I knew the consequences. Or, if I had been in the right mind, I would have known the consequences for what I did. But when I tried to end Rashtar's life at the end, that was a line that should not have been crossed.
But surely... they would understand that... Is there anything that can be done?
Proof that I am still worthy of the gifts that they have given me. Make amends, I guess.
Euan will put a hand on her shoulder and look up the chapter master. There was an explosion at a tent that we went to go investigate. I spotted a symbol that I recognized, and when we were investigating it, the tent blew up, and Kalrath attacked the Khazdorim.
I see.
The explosion was me accidentally setting off some trap as I was investigating a chest. It's so stupid. I should have checked. It's such a simple thing.
So all the
Now-
Khazdurim
now
are
they're-
dead then?
No, but
No.
many of them are.
Many are dead, the rest have been taken prisoner. Rashtar, the leader of the group of Khazdurim that was at the docks, is among those that have been captured.
More or less what Gallereth wanted.
The bloodshed didn't need to happen. And that is on... That's on Kalra.
My hands.
Asja just hangs her head.
So was it just they fight back? Or did Gallereth just start slaughtering them after this explosion?
When we were questioning Rashtar, he admitted that he had been a soldier during the last wars. Gallereth he got worked up at that point, but I was able to calm him down.
Don't.
Then the
Ooh.
explosion happened and it set him off, and she hangs her head even lower if possible. At that point, I attacked as well.
Why would the Khazdurim risk so much? They couldn't have just come here for trade, especially if they knew this was the most likable outcome. They had to have.
There may have been some among them that had ill intent.
And there may be some among you with the same intent. I'm talking about the Onward Sentinels chapter master.
Kind of stares at you. What do you mean?
Points out Rhukkarrak. Why don't you go ahead and tell him?
Yeah, where it? There is a group of shady characters. I thought they were. It doesn't matter now. I believe they call themselves Shadow Sons. Their symbol is a dark sun. I don't know if you've noticed something like that on the drifting hull, I think is what it's called.
I've
Anyway.
vaguely heard of the name before. These shady people are involved as well.
Well, there was a note with their symbol on it, seen to be being delivered to Kalrath, and there was the symbol on the Khazdurim tent that I investigated and blew up. So, most certainly they are involved.
I can vouch
And
for this.
if we are going to be truthful and honest here, and they summoned us to them the night before the council meeting, and were very clear that we were to side with Gallereth. Or at least make sure that Gallereth was in good light.
It's just quite interesting. You all spoke of this before, too. Gallareth really is working with these people. I mean, the other counselors need to know, but it's just such an accusation.
Here's the thing, Dagon. I don't know if he is willingly working with them or if they are holding something over his head to use him.
That would surprise me quite a bit. I feel like it would probably be the other way around. Gallareth is quite the skill set.
We also have an opportunity here. Even though we have already rolled the dice, so to speak, we haven't really burned any bridges with the Shadow Sons.
That is true, and if things did really go according to their plan, then maybe they will still want to work with us.
I need you to hear me out. Shadowthorn spoke about other Kertosi gnomes being here in the city. It sounded like he had dealings with them somehow. And I also want to find out about that. It is very important for me. So, we could play them as they have played us. We could just pretend that we are doing their bidding, go back to them, admitting that it worked, and ask what the next step is. Perhaps that way at least will be one step ahead. And Gallareth is many things that we don't know. But one thing he is that we know is not an enemy we want to make. He already showed in the beach that we are not ready to face him if he truly is the enemy.
I certainly don't relish being on the receiving end of one of those spells again.
Again, Dagon just kind of gives you an eye.
Euan will raise his hand. I put myself in the way of it. He did not attack me.
Sounds like y'all have had quite the day.
That is a bloody well understatement.
I do think this is quite interesting what you're saying there. Kind of talking towards Maldorwen. If you all are able to ascertain more of this shady individuals, his organization, Shadow Sons, if you can find a direct connection, evidence, proof that they are working with Gallareth, that will go a long way at the council side of things, at least. But just hearsay and testimonies can be overlooked.
So what would you suggest?
I'm not sure. I hate to put you all in more danger. You all seem like you've had enough of that recently.
Well, we seem to have a knack for it, so...
Something just still doesn't sit right with me, though. It's just so difficult for me to truly believe that the Khazad-dûm were here just to simply trade. Like, we, elves, would never go up to their territory and just try to bargain. It's just the differences in our peoples.
Oh, they were looking for something.
What's this?
He's going to
Yes.
wave it Maldorwen. It's
Do you know
Celestia
anything?
Itinerantor. Itinerator?
Okay.
I'll just DM it to you.
Celestia Itinerator.
That sounded
Do you
so
know
much better
anything
than what I
about
said.
that?
Where did you hear that?
It was on the journal that we found in the burnt tent.
Well, I would offer it to you, but it is in Kazdurum. Kazdurin. So, unless you can read that, but it's... They're looking for it in Mythindrel. What is
Asja.
it?
Does any of this sound familiar to Asja?
Go ahead and roll a history check for me as well.
Come on. You have the talent for the natural 20s. Please.
18.
Oh, don't point it out.
18's
Oh,
pretty
hey.
good.
18's
There you
pretty
go.
good.
It's like a very, very faint memory. Like, you understand what the words are. It's just Elvish, like celestial walkway, travel, whatnot. But you swear you remember reading something along those lines. Some sort of tome. It's so distant, though.
I remember. I don't know if it's. I remember reading something about that when I was younger. Something. I don't know. It's a.
You remember that whatever it was old.
It is something very old. I guess very powerful, maybe magical. I'm sorry, I don't remember. I don't remember which tome or if I was. I don't remember very much, I'm sorry. But I have read about it. It was a long time ago.
It is a ancient tome. Longer than any history that we know of. At least recorded. It says it's in Mithrandale?
Well, it's really hard to. Well, it talks about truth lies hidden somewhere. Ancient text. I mean, that part makes more sense now.
But if they were...
Havens.
They're going to Mithrandale. This is not the way to go. It's like on several on the other coast, more or less. Why would they come all the way down here? Plus, Mithrandale is... Oh, I'm pretty sure you all know what it's currently.
I can tell you from personal experience that the troop that we just captured would not have stood a chance anywhere within leagues of Mithrandale.
It was a book, and it was very important. There were groups of us that were sent out a few days before the fall of Mythindrel. I guess, I don't know. I didn't leave the day of Mythindrel. I left a few days before, I guess. I think some of us had things in our backpacks. I don't know. I know that where I'm from now, we do have a few artifacts that were once in the archives, but I don't think we brought any books with us. But if there were other groups of survivors, much like we were, the children, one of those groups, if they survived, it might not be in Mythendrel anymore. I don't know, though. I was really young. It wasn't until my grandmother told me much later really what happened. But I do know that we didn't leave the day of the attack. People within the city knew the attack was coming. And many of the young and old and infirm were sent out. Maybe one of them, maybe one of those pockets. If this book was so important that it couldn't fall into anybody else's hands, then there is a good chance then this book was with one of the groups. I don't see why they would leave it in Mythendrel to be destroyed. If it isn't as important as the chapter master is saying.
Well, maybe that is the goal of the Shadow Sons, because it was in the marked tent. But then that leaves why the Khazdurim would come. I mean, is it impossible that they just wanted to trade? There's a faltering hope in his eyes.
Maybe some of them.
As powerful as Galareth is, I am starting to think that this Shadow Sun is much more like a sickness that is much stronger. You might see just a few small symptoms here and there, but I have a feeling that it probably stretches much farther. I think, much like many of us have been deceived or made to look in other directions, I still think that perhaps in some way the Khazdurim were brought here by the Khazdurim faction or whatever. And I still think that Galareth was manipulated somehow. I know the anger I felt today caused me to do things that anyways. When he looked at the children on the beach, he did have a moment where his hardened expression shifted. He wasn't expecting children to be there. If this was somehow set up by him, I don't think he would have let children be there. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm on his side. I have many questions for him, but I still think that this organization is probably much more rooted than we think. We should not underestimate them.
Dagon just kind of nods. I think that'd be wise. Like I was saying earlier, well, did what you were asked, though. If you have need of something the council can provide, try to help. I don't necessarily want to ask more of you. Looking into this, these Shadow Sons, their connection, why this book is important. what they're after, truly. Valuable information that I think would definitely help us understand exactly what they're going for.
I think it would help us a lot if you allowed us to stay here and plan and move about the city with knowing that we can come back here safely, perhaps. And if we do strange things in order to gain the favor of Shadowthorn, for us to gather that information, I don't know, perhaps that can also help excuse our behavior. I don't know. But I think it would be good to try and earn his trust, even though he doesn't trust anyone. I guess at least make his tongue loose enough that he tells us that this book is, or why is it so important? I don't know.
Do we really need to work? Oh, yes, probably. I am not above taking things to survive. But you must have honor in what you do, and they do not. They do not have any. If we must work with them, I will. But
Dagon kind of stares back down at that burnt book. Do you have any more need of that?
No.
If I may, he holds out a hand.
No. Sure.
See if
I
I
don't-
can't find anything else.
One last question, Chapter Master. I think we've done more than enough to earn your trust, correct?
Kind of gives a nod.
Where are the other downward sentinels? Why is this place so empty?
You can see his face kind of tense a little bit. Just to hesitate. It looks towards the captain. She just kind of like, yeah, go on, dude. They at least sent out a couple search parties. There's some interesting revelations that have been of late. Things that could change everything. This might have something to do with it. Kind of motions, waves the book. It's information that, in the wrong hands, won't end well for anyone. How about this? You find what you can with the Shadow Sons, what their interest is in this. And I'll tell you what I know.
My interest is certainly piqued after that kind of an explanation.
Yes, it does raise a lot of questions. But you mentioned potential help from the council, and well, the reason why I was even dealing with the Shadow Sons in the first place was because my hometown is deep in the caves, and the war has left the caves completely saturated with death energy, infecting the plants and the animals and making it impossible to grow anything without it mutating into dangerous beasts.
As
And I
much the
would
land
like
is.
I would like to find a solution. And I know that manipulation of a death energy is highly discouraged and hidden. But if
Illegal.
there is...
It's not just discouraged. I understand where you're coming from. It's a hire that many people want. Arthar as a whole is riddled with pockets of concentrated death. I'm not sure anyone knows the true answers to that. Elendor doesn't trade primarily in knowledge. We have some stores of information. But I can't promise that you're going to find what you want from them.
Well, okay.
I could arrange a meeting, though, with the counselor, the religious one. If she would know more than probably the rest of us.
But I would appreciate that.
He just kind of gives a nod. I'll let you know. I'll speak with her later today or tomorrow. We're all quite busy.
Yes, and now we have to figure out how we're going to buddy with the Shadow Sons. This is going to hurt.
Yet again, don't put yourself in unnecessary danger if you don't need to. Information that they hold can... Very curious to know it. But I don't know if it's risk your lives. Anyways, the wing over there kind of motions towards part of the tight chapter here. It's all yours. And quiet around here. It'll be nice to have more company. He kind of is still holding the pendant that you gave. Yeah. Kind of motions it back towards you. You sure you're done with this?
But what use do I have to you now? I don't know when my gifts will return. Unless you want a secretary. I make a very good cup of tea.
I would like a friend.
Hold on to it for now.
You're-
I think you discredit your usefulness. You can see it in the eyes of your companions here. They're gonna need help.
She just kind of takes it back and. If that is your wish. And puts it back in her bag.
Very well. I have things to attend to. Kind of solemnly, with everything going on. Thoughts buzzing in his head, nods, and then departs.
That was an
Now
interesting
what?
turn of events.
Sorry, what was that again?
Just an interesting turn of events. Somehow we got an answer to something, and it has just left us with more questions.
Do you have any ideas on how we're going to do this?
I don't. What about either of you? And he turns to Maldorwen and Asja.
I do.
Yeah, sure.
But then. It might be just. Maybe not a smart idea, but. Well, I might not have gifts right now, but. Well, I'm still pretty good at fooling people into thinking things. With my hair faded, and obviously, I'm not the happiest little elf right now. Pretty sure he probably had somebody on the beach. Maybe I could be an inn, at least for right now. Trying to seek out questions.
There are a few places to get
But
as much information as you can from the inn.
from the inn, yes. But maybe we should also try and keep our eyes open for the one that came to us the day of the boat races. She didn't exactly seem the most confident in her loyalties, I guess. Maybe she would have some answers and we wouldn't need to go to the drifting hull.
Yes. That is the idea. If he did have someone there, I should probably not suddenly turn into a good Rhukkarrak. But
Although I am having a feeling that it will probably not be long before we are contacted by both them and the council. So I don't think we're going to have to wait long to get meetings with either of them, seeing as we just played our parts quite well. We should, if we are staying here, we should go and get our stuff from the Flame and Flagon so that we can free up their rooms. That way they don't lose money if they have people that need to stay there tonight.
That is a good idea. And before we leave the area, I am going to take a nice long soak. Because I could definitely release some stress right now.
Let us head back to the Flame and Flagon then, and figure out what we're going to do.
Okay.
And she's gonna turn and head towards the door.
Rook follows.
You head on out into the less bustling. You got back relatively not late, but the sun was definitely starting to set. At this point now, dusk has started to consume the city. You hire a ferryman, take you back up on over to the Flame and Flagon, as well as the Celestial Springs. You're able to quickly go in, gather all your stuff, to head on to the bathhouse unless there's anything any of you want to do within the Flame and Flagon.
Ruka will pay for the ride.
Okay, like 4 silver.
There is something that Euan would like to do, but it's not going to be at the Flame and Flagon of the bathhouse. We can get to that
Okay.
later if there's other things people would like to do.
Asja is going to ask Euan for her key back. And she will collect things out of her room and the locker. And then she is going to go to the bar. And she is going to look at Lennon and kind of make sure nobody else is around. If somebody wants to forget something, what would they drink?
He just kind of stares back at you, a knowing, like, look on his face. I got this thing. He goes and pours for you. And
She is going to drink it.
you forget everything. No, I'm just kidding. All your memories gone. No. But
Yes.
yeah, it definitely dulls the senses and is warm and comforting. But Lennon kind of bids you all farewell, and similar to how Maldorwen asks you all how your stay was, if there was anything they could do better, all that stuff. Gives you drinks on the house as you head out, and then coupon for the Celestial Springs as well for your couple-day stay.
My only suggestion to you, Lennon, is not everybody is used to sleeping on soft, comfy beds. So maybe having extra bedrolls.
The beds were
Just
too
in case
soft.
they want to sleep on the floor. I am
Look at that one before.
not- Yes, the bed was much too soft. I slept on your floor. Your floor was wonderful. I loved the cleanliness of the rooms. Absolutely good. But the bed was much too soft.
That is quite interesting. I will make a note of that. Thank you.
No problem. We will be back, Lennon. And she's gonna head towards the door again.
You all take a deep soak, soothe the wounds from battle and the tension of the day. The water here is incredibly refreshing, whether that be fire pool that is hot soothes those muscles, or the water pool that is cold numbs the bruises and pains. As you all are just okay. Rhukkarrak, what pool would you be in? The water one? Chilled one?
Ruka is muted right now.
How rude.
How dare.
Darren, are you there? Oh no.
And he is dead.
No! Yep, Rhukkarrak just
Are you
passes
kidding
away.
me?
Oh, there we go.
He
Now I
made the
can hear you.
mistake and got in the earth pool and just sunk right down. And
Yep. He was buried
Just,
alive in the.
died. Rip.
I was sneezing. I muted myself on Discord, and then I went to go try and fix it by unmuting my microphone, which then muted it. Anyway, it was a whole thing.
Excellent.
Yes, he is going into the cool water pools.
Okay.
He thinks about the warm ones for a little bit, and then is like, no, it's getting kind of warm down here. So he goes.
As kind of are in that pool, the cold waters all around you, kind of numbing your senses to the exterior world here. You, for a moment, just close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and just remember a little bit of that moment on the beach there. When you sat down, Asja, that death energy. It's almost like it was calling out to you, in a sense. Just whispering something. And kind of disturbs you as you're sitting here in this pool. With your eyes closed, you remember how we're just unconscious. And that word, or those words, just keep going through your head. The words of this unknown tome. Celestia Ineratur. What does it mean? I'm not sure. But it's just sticking with you. That's it.
Oof. Yeah. He as these thoughts are going through his head, he's intrigued by this idea, and then he realizes if he wants to pursue this, he would have to be around more death. And he just shudders and tries to push it out of his mind as he's relaxing, but it just won't go.
Okay. With that, you all finish your bathing, unless there's anything else anyone wants to do. Refreshed. We'll step back out into the night of Elendor. And return back to the type chapter, or where else is anyone going?
I wanna try and move my stuff to the type chapter. Yes. Yeah, and I'm gonna tell the guys as we enter, I guess, like, yeah, remember that we can go stay at the barracks. I'm gonna go sleep over there.
Yes, I'm planning on joining you.
I'll join all of you in a bit. I have something I'd like to do.
Asja will follow and at least put her stuff in a room. But then again, when it's quiet, she's going to slip out. But I'll let Euan go first.
Okay. Euan, where are you heading?
So Euan has finally been able to collect his thoughts and how he wants to say what he wants to say. The poor uncharismatic boy that he is took some extra time. He is going to head down to the docks where we came in to look for Calrith. If Calrith is not still at the docks, he will ask someone there where he might find him and head there.
Okay. You don't find him at the docks, but there are other storm wardens that are there with the other, like the galleons. They kind of point you in the way of the Tempest Bastion. Along the lines of, quite late, but might see you still. Want to just head to the Bastion.
Thank you for letting me know. And I'll head over to the Bastion.
As you head to the Bastion, it is still quite bustling at this time of night. It's not like midnight yet, but it is later to the point where the sun is fully set. Most of the city is winding down, but here is a little more commotion. Expect with the new arrivals, if you are a little more on guard. Yet again, very much every action, every step is very precise and thought out. The people. You arrive inside, and you can motion towards one of the clerks. You're looking to speak with Calrith. As they kind of talk back. Well, usually it doesn't just see people on whim, but I have heard of what you guys did today. I'll send a message, see if he's willing to come meet with you.
Thank you very much.
A few minutes pass before they come back. Yes, if you want to go over and take one of the skylifts over there, take you right up to his quarters.
Euan will nod and thank the steward that helped him. Get as close to the center of the lift as he can, because he very much did not like it the last time he was on one of these.
It's a little bit more comforting now that you have the whole thing to yourself, rather than you, Gronk, and Asja all on this smaller platform. But it is still, as it raises, it goes up 1 level up, 2 levels up, 3 levels up. You just stare down. It's partially transparent too, and yeah, the sense of vertigo definitely is quite strong. You need to raise higher and higher. You get a total of... Go ahead.
I was going to say he's a little paler by the time he gets off of the lift.
You get a total of 6 levels from what you count up, or it starts to lead to one of the other spots, and you're then able to step off of it carefully without tumbling down, probably to your demise. Roll a dex. No, I'm just kidding. Right, so
That's a 0.
Euan's dead. You then arrive at what you presume is the top of this bastion, is close to it. And a guard kind of motions towards you, just Here to see Gallereth?
Aye.
Nods back towards a double door. Shows
Do I
you
need to
in.
leave my weapons with you or anything?
He just kind of shakes his head. Oh,
All right. Just wanted to make sure.
gives a nod.
And Euan will head over to Calrith's quarters, room, office,
Whatever they are.
spa, whatever
Yes,
it is.
that's what it is. It's just the celestial springs again, right in here. Just into there, and Gallereth is just bathing. Yep. No, but you do enter, and it is a very ornate chamber. That does look very practical, and you see a large desk where behind Gallereth is currently standing, kind of hunched over, looking through different papers. He kind of looks up and greets you and welcome.
Thank you for seeing me on such short notice. I appreciate that.
Just kind of gives a nod.
I won't take long. I just wanted to, first and foremost, apologize for the way that I spoke with you earlier. There's a lot of heightened emotion, and in saying that I was not going to disgrace you in front of your men, I still inadvertently called you out in front of your men, and I am sorry.
Apology accepted. It was a tense moment.
Furthermore,
He kind of looks towards your bandaging. Apologize, though I'm sure you knew what you were doing.
I did. I understood the risks. Certainly don't relish being on the receiving end of one of those again. That's for sure.
He cracks a little smile. Why?
Because I believe that not everyone is beyond redemption. I understand why the battle started. And while I think it's easy to try to point fingers, say someone did this, whoever did that, we're all still victims of war here. I presume you've lost... Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
You were caught up in this explosion.
I was.
After it occurred, I was not the first one to attack.
I understand.
Would you have me just let them go?
I believe we were doing right by going and trying to figure out who had ill intent. I don't think that was a bad call. I think that tensions were heightened. And I think that a battle occurred when there didn't need to be one. I would have been fine with letting them all leave, if it were my call.
I can see that you're a soldier.
Was.
Where do you hail from?
I was once part of the elite guard of the city of Cindertree. And I too saw my people fall to the Khazdorim. Every single one of them. I have lived with that loss far beyond when my life should have ended.
And within that, did the Khazad-dûm spare innocents, children?
No, they did not.
No.
And I hated them for it. For so long, I hated them. I wanted to see them burn the way that my city burned, the way that my people burned, my friends, my comrades. But I have also found evil outside of them. And if I can find evil outside of them, perhaps that also means that there is good within them.
Perhaps.
But I just wanted to say that I am sorry if I came across as upset. Well, not really. I am upset. I'm sorry if I came across as angry. I am angry, and it was easy to point that. But it was not the correct place to point it. I think you are an honorable man, Windcaller. I think your battle prowess speaks for itself. And I think that your desire to protect the city and the people within is strong. And there was a time in my life where I would have had a response not too dissimilar to how the Storm Wardens handled the situation today. There is a time in my life where I also was the one taking up arms against being attacked.
I'm sure you'll understand that it had to be done. I have to protect them. City. To protect the other. Protect.
But are the people of the city the only ones deserving of protection?
Maybe not. But they are mine to protect.
Right. I think I've borrowed your time long enough. Just one last thing that I would like to say. There is always honor in doing what you think is best. There is honor in the way that you fight and the way that you protect. There is also honor in asking for help if needed. And there is honor in admitting mistakes. Just my thoughts.
And it gives a nod. I commend you on your bravery. You do. To your honor.
Euan will kind of recollect himself and stand up a little taller, as much as he can with the bandaged back and the injuries he sustained earlier that day.
Caliph
And will
steps out from... Which, Calorith isn't super tall. In comparison, you probably dwarf him by like a foot. But he reaches up and kind of puts a hand on your shoulder. Keep doing what you're doing. And with that, feel warmth start to exude from the hand.
is whatever you healed the full hit point if you weren't.
Okay.
And then kind of turns back around, goes back to.
Euan will nod, also crack a small smile. And for the first time in a very long time, offer him a full military salute, as custom from Cinder Tree.
It doesn't quite, the translation doesn't quite hit it the same, but he understands.
Mhm.
He gives a nod and looks back down to his.
And Euan will head back out and head back to the side chapter.
Alrighty. As you head back out, slowly drifting down back into the cooler night. Of Stone Hollow here. You gotta look in the sky. You do see Terradin, but you also do see the faint start of Nisera, the planet of fire. With that, as Euan heads back towards the Thai chapter, I think that is where we're going to end tonight's session. We'll pick up next week, whatever Asja is out doing on this night as well.